What's up, everyone? How's it going? Oh, I froze. My camera's not set up. Yeah, how's it going, everyone? I wanted to talk to you about Bitcoin. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of questions since Bitcoin is over 100K. So, yeah. I am here for that. I've been in crypto since 2016, and yeah, I'm gonna go over a bunch of things about this price point going over 100K, but I need to figure this out. My chat, let me set up my chats and stuff. Oh, sweet. How many of you are invested in Bitcoin? How many are you invested in altcoins? Hey, what's up, lad? Bitcoin 100K, let's go. It really bothers me that I can't hear my... Hold on. It really bothers... It really bothers me that I can't hear my own voice. I have it on a... Normally I hear it in my earbuds, but apparently it's been coming through the stream and I haven't fixed it yet. But yeah, let's talk about Bitcoin going 100K, right? Sorry, I'm just popping. Oh, pop out chat. Boom! I have multiple chats here I'm dealing with, so I'm learning the multiple stream chat dealio. So bear with me. And I didn't set up my camera yet either, so... You couldn't even hear that. JK. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need to go live on Instagram myself. All right. Instagram's the only one that doesn't give me a pop-out chat. It forces me to, you know, stick into the app. That's okay. Still like you, Instagram. Just kidding, I don't really even know you. Last time we hung out, all you wanted to do was hashtag, and it made me uncomfortable. Alright, one more chat. One more chat. It made me uncomfortable. Alright, I think we're good. Oh, I can hear myself. Oh, dang it. I'm not talking right now. All right. I think we're good. Oh, I can hear myself. Jeez. All right. Is there a pop-out chat on Facebook? Facebook? You give me a poppy outy chitty chatty? Pop-out chat? Pippity poppity peepity poppity? No? Pop out chat. And Facebook and Instagram. All right, be you know, be that person. Hey, how's it going? Wow, I got 3 chats with 3 people talking. I feel so freaking popular. It's probably all my mom. Hi, mom. Kidding. 2017 here. Yeah, boy. You know, dude, I am so mad. I still actually know my friend who got me into Bitcoin in 14. Well, he got me into Bitcoin in 2015, and I was like, this is stupid, and left. But he talked to me about it in 2014, but he knew about it for like 4 years, 3 years, and he never explained it to me correctly. In the back of his webcam, I just saw a bunch of graphic cards drilled into 2x4s, literally, and there was cords everywhere. I didn't know anything what was going on. All I knew was like, dude, I want that. I just want graphic cards drilled into 2x4s with cords hanging everywhere and it doing something. Like, I just thought that was so cool. And that was my introduction to crypto, but it was explained to me as like scraping transactions off of the internet. So like I buy something for $32.24. It was like 24.5 cents, and I was getting those half pennies. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, let's hop into it. So I'm actually making this for a couple of different reasons. I have a bunch of friends that are asking me a bunch of questions about buying and selling, and so I'm going to be giving a lot of opinions. Everything is opinions, right? I actually don't think people say that all the time on YouTube. All the opinions expressed in this video are those of my own, and I'm not a trader, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I actually don't think that means anything, but YouTubers say it anyways, whatever. All right, let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang it, I am a little overbooked. So, lad, tell me, what was your favorite? What was your first altcoin that you invested in? Actually, everyone, tell me this. I'm interested in some. Now that we're hitting 100K, and this is like one of those moments. Let's get to know one another in Bitcoin terms. Write down below what your first coin that you ever invested into. And when you first heard about crypto and when you first invested into crypto. I'm curious about those dates. Because I first heard about crypto in maybe 2014. When did Minecraft first launch? That's when I heard it. It was like a year after that. LTC. Oh my gosh, dude, me too. Litecoin as well. And the reason why I invested in Litecoin is the same reason why people invest into Dogecoin and invest in these other coins. It's that mentality of, I see a low number and I'm like, whoa, it's a low number. I could have 7 of these coins, or I could have 20 of these coins. I can't even have 1 Bitcoin. And that's why I invested in Litecoin, because I could have a bunch. But yeah, Andreas Antonopoulos. He's the one that taught me everything. All right, so I'm also streaming on a vertical and a horizontal as well. Next year, I'm planning on doing a podcast, a weekly podcast, and streaming on multiple platforms. I have a setup and a whole thing, but so I'm using these last couple of months of like trying to figure all this stuff out. But hey, we're at 100K. Let's go. Litecoin, dude. Freaking Charlie Lee. Dude, Charlie Lee is like one of the most badass people in crypto, and here's why. Charlie Lee, tweet, exit, Litecoin. He literally called the top of crypto, and he told everyone to sell his coin. He's like, "This is the top, guys. Sell." He's the only person who's ever done that. What a freaking OG! Look at this. Okay, sorry to spoil the party, but I need to rein in the excitement a bit. Buying Litecoin is extremely expensive. I expect us to have a multi-year bear market like the one we just had, where Litecoin drops 90% in value, $48 to $4. So if you can't handle Litecoin dropping to $20, don't buy. So yeah, that was pretty dope. Charlie Lee was my first rug. Oh, that's funny. He called his rug though, dude. Look at that. It did too. I don't know what did Litecoin do. Let's see. Let's see Litecoin. Let's do max. Dude, he freaking called it. I mean, like, this is December 2017. He like legit called the top. Let's see. Top was. Anyways, it was like December-ish 2017. And he said it's going to drop down to 20, dude. And it did. Freaking. That's nuts. Gnarly. Yeah. Now, yeah, dude, I don't know what happened with that money. I think that was my first money, my first tons of money that I started investing into alts where I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and then I lost everything in the bear market, and then the next, then I was able to prepare for the next bull market. Anyways, I have too many cords going on right here. Oh yeah, and I still haven't set this up. I have a tripod, but anyways, it'll do. But let me okay, let's talk about crypto. Okay, to your question, guy, meme coins. Um uh okay, it's hard to go over any project right now, especially meme coins with the low market cap of a couple of $1 million, because who knows. But I guess I'm going to answer that question with what I'm about to talk about right now. And that is, am I going to buy Bitcoin? Am I selling Bitcoin? What am I doing? But first of all, I'm not buying Bitcoin right now. Who's buying Bitcoin right now? I mean, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Who's dumping all of their money into Bitcoin right now, thinking it's going to double? Like that, or whatever, right? That's scary as hell. Me and my wife. My wife is actually a better trader than I am. Do you know why my wife is a better trader than I am? Because she's not emotional. I tell her everything that I learn and everything that I whatever, but she doesn't. I think there's a limit of, like, once you start learning too much, it's hard to make like really rational decisions. And so I've had to like kind of take a step back. But I tell my wife things, and so my wife is like, "Well, I don't want to worry about the altcoins. I just want to invest in, I just want to invest in Bitcoin." And so she just invests in safe coins, and obviously, that's anyways. But she's literally gonna like turn $2,000 into like a house because she's smarter and more responsible than I am. But I know the 4-year cycle. Thank you for saying that. Let me actually I have the chart up right here. Ooh, actually, let me log in because I charted this a long time ago, and I happened to log in for my old login, and I saw that the chart was still there. Wait, I am still logged in. Okay, there we go. I charted this like hella ago. Oh, wait. Okay, this will work. So, right now what you're seeing, hold on, let me zoom all the way out. This right here, what I'm showing you, this chart. Sorry, I'm showing on a vertical and let me move this one over. Should I do that? Is that too big? That's pretty cool. Ruining everything. Anyways, so Bitcoin goes through this cycle every 4 years. Thank you, lad, for bringing that up. And actually, I like the rainbow chart on this. Rainbow Bitcoin chart. This was made in 2015, 14, something like that. Let's go to tools, size, ginormo. I don't like how Google removed. You have to go through so many steps just to grab an image. Like, they're doing this crap on purpose. All right. So this is a chart that was 2013. So this is the chart that someone created back in 2013. It was essentially talking about the math of crypto, and this music too loud. Hold on. They essentially talk about the math of crypto, and in the post and whatever, they talk about how Bitcoin goes through these cycles. Not crypto, sorry. It talks about Bitcoin. All crypto follows Bitcoin, by the way. So when I talk about Bitcoin, I'm talking about every single crypto project, essentially, when I'm talking about this, because whatever Bitcoin does, every single project follows. It's been just happened with the hundreds of thousands of projects. Very few have have been an outlier with that, but essentially, let's break this down. This guy who created Bitcoin, Satoshi guy, he, she, them, they, who knows. This anonymous person, which I actually do think I learned this thing about the CIA tapping the internet and being able to essentially see every single thing that happens on the internet and being able to record it. And the place they recorded is actually right down the street from me. It's like 5 minutes down the road from me. They have this huge underground bunker. It's right next to the world's largest copper canyon mines, which happens to also be right down the street from me. But oh snap! You live in Utah too? That's dope. Yeah, we should hang out and talk about Mormons and stuff. Oh jeez. Anyway, sorry. I'm like, what is there in Utah that? Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. So the guy who created Bitcoin, he did it, or I always say guy just because the pseudonym is Satoshi, so whatever. But the Satoshi, wait. Oh no, I have a Bitcoin. I have a Satoshi hat right here. Hold on. Let me put it on. Oh, this is a guy used to work. This is a friend of mine company. They started a solar company that, anyways, whatever. Satoshi Nakamoto, boom, rep. So, this Satoshi Nakamoto, this is what happens when you have ADD. How do people who have ADD make YouTube videos? If they just always make like 600 clips because they don't know how to just make one clip and edit it out. They just spend like 1,000,000 hours on something that takes... Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. As we do. So, he created this token that essentially... Jeez, I'm already giving wrong verbiage. He created this digital currency, digital money. See, I'm already wrecking things. Currency is not real money. Currency is a bastardization of money. Currency means let it be. Currency is what the entire world works on. Currency, what does it mean? I think it means like let it be so. Ooh, I like this one. I've been in like a synth mix. I think it means like let it be so or something, but essentially it means it's not real money. So this guy Satoshi wanted to create real money, and so what is real money? On last week's live stream, I went through a whole slideshow that I actually made. Slideshow, everyone loves slideshow, but just talking about what is money. And so like, what is money? For example, like, can I just make like 1,000,000 of these hats and say this is money? Well, where's the camera? Where's the value to this hat? So if I say this hat's worth $1 million, where somebody else could just make this hat, and then now it's 2 hats, it's $1 million, and someone could just rip off half my value because this is easy to manufacture. That's a bad example, but you need to be able to not be able to rip it off. It needs to be able to be difficult to obtain, to acquire. You need to be able to, like for example, let's just use gold. I do like gold. A lot of Bitcoiners hate gold, which is weird. Gold's great. Silver is great. There's a lot of assets out there that really hold and maintain their value. Art. My wife actually... I've never met a woman in my life. A woman. I've never met a lady, a girl, a woman, whatever in my life that has been. She's always worried about money that she's spending, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm the one that's like, why are you worried? You should spend it. She's just like super responsible about everything. But anyways, sometimes she's like, well, I don't need a handbag. Like I like it. She like it, whatever. But I could spend my money on this or that. And it's like, well, yeah, you could spend your money on this or that, but then this or that is going to lose value over time. That handbag, she's really good at finding anything that she finds, whether it be a piece of clothing, a piece of furniture, um, art. Like she's really good at finding things that, and I don't really know, but that thing happens to be really unique, really rare, and something that everyone who knows what that thing is like, whoa, like holy crap, I can't believe you found that deal, that color, that whatever. Like, anyways, but oops, did I go black? No. Why did my screen go? Okay, there we go. That was weird. Okay, good. I thought my stream ended. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Now I forgot what I was talking about, but at any rate, it needs to hold value. But yeah, my wife is really good at finding things that hold value. So the handbags that she picks, it's like, dude, the handbag, that same piece of art, that same whatever, like 5 years ago, like it has increased in value like 180% or 400% or whatever. It's like it's beating the S&P 500. That's all that matters. Well, lately the S&P 500 is just doubling every year for no reason, but there is a reason. Man, so much stuff I feel like I can talk about. Nope, I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I'm not selling my Ethereum. I'm not selling my altcoins. I'm not selling anything. Thanks for asking. So how long have we been here? 22 minutes. I've been talking about the same four-year cycle. So, Satoshi created this 4-year cycle. It's actually not a 4-year cycle. It's actually a cycle on like how many token. So he essentially created this software program. Let's break it down to people who don't know any of this stuff. This person created a software. Wow, I haven't explained Bitcoin in so long. Let's see how well I do with this. Bitcoiners who know their shit. Ish. I didn't mean to swear. Actually, let's rewind a lot more. When it comes to money, the powerful, the rich, have always been able to control it. Governments, actually less governments as, the wealthy, like big business, big families, and even in like Rome and, these huge empires, you would have these families that had money that controlled the war. Like they didn't go to war unless they had these families' support and blessings. But essentially, no one could just randomly create money and create wealth out of nowhere and be able to control it. The rich and powerful would not like that, and they would find a way to control it. And so, this has never been an issue that's been able to be solved. And then there's another issue to be solved, and that is we need a middleman in order to transact with one another, because I don't trust you and you don't trust me. I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am. And as we know, friends, family, it doesn't matter. Money, for some reason, makes everybody a psycho and hate one another and do crazy things. And so, it's just been a struggle. And so in the early 80s and 90s, there was some software that was developed. And for money, more or less like a currency, I guess you could say, money/currency. It wasn't fully complete yet. But they were able to put this on the internet, and essentially Nick Szabos with BitGold. Oh wait, I want to keep this on. What am I doing on that one? Nick, what just happened? Okay, fair. Um, Nick Zabos. Nick Zabos. There we go. Zabos. Zabo. There we go. Bit gold, right? So this Nick Zabos guy, Zabo, he created BitGold, which essentially was Bitcoin. He found almost the last piece of the puzzle of Bitcoin software where you were able to transact online from one party to another and essentially get everything figured out with the exception of the decentralization part. And so Nick Zabos actually got into trouble. I think he got sued, maybe even arrested, or I don't know, they shut down his company, but it didn't work. So the Satoshi, so I guess this Nick guy, he was in a group. Oop. Called the Cyberpunks. Right? Wasn't he in the Cyberpunks? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I haven't said this in a minute, so I just want to verify my stuff. So Nick Zabos was in Zabo was in the Cyberpunk group of people, and essentially this was a group of people that wanted to they wanted privacy, they wanted freedom. You know, essentially the people, you know, when big corporations, big governments, you know, when those type of things happen and some things need to be exposed and fixed and, you know, whatever, this is these type of people. And so they were trying to make sure that the internet and the digital age wasn't just taking over and monopolized and just ruined by big government and business. So they're always on a mission to help people become anonymous, help preserve people's rights, all this sort of stuff. So when this Nick Szabo BitGold thing happened, he ended up sharing this on a group, on a list of cyberpunks. And sorry, I need to oh no, it's good. So this list of cyberpunks that he emailed this out to, you know, a few of them like were working on this. We're like, well, we just need to make sure that, like, we like your idea, Nick, but we just need to decentralize it. So how can we make it where there's no CEO and no owner, where, you know, we can kind of all get together? And, you know, they're trying to figure this stuff out. So eventually, the Satoshi Nakamoto came out with this Bitcoin white paper, and 8 pages of these 8 little pages of how Bitcoin code is going to work. I guess 9 with references. And this is what Bitcoin is right here. This is how it works. This is the code. This is everything. And this was it. After and then he released this, and it was just like, hey dude, I have an idea, let's try this out. And so a bunch of these cypherpunks people, you know, tested it out, and a couple of them you know, started diving into it and becoming you know, some of the first people into Bitcoin. And so Hal Finney, one of the people that people think is Satoshi, you know, look, I typed in Hal Finney and it says Bitcoin Satoshi creator. One of the reasons why I don't think it's Hal is Satoshi was bragging and was like, "Oh, dude, Hal Finney is a badass." I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he was just saying, I think he said, like, I just respect him, and that's why I chose him to be, you know. And it's like, if you were a humble guy, and you were like just like a good dude, I don't know, he doesn't have that ego. He's just never been that guy. So why would he write like, "Oh dude, I'm awesome, I'm gonna say on this thing like, oh, Hal Finney's amazing"? So I don't think Halfini is literally just because of that. I mean, there's a bunch of other little things that kind of could make sense, but like this is not his character. And so a lot of people think it's him though because Halfini died and Bitcoin haven't really been moved, and technically we don't fully know how many wallets he owned, Satoshi owned, and how many were. We know he owns about $1.1 million or Bitcoin. I mean, through some like investigative research back in the day, figuring out like some mining that was done back when only a few people knew about it. But at any rate, I could talk about this crap for hours. Like no one actually gives a crap. But yeah, so he created this algorithm and this code, this software that essentially allowed it where no one person had full control over the money. No one person could make any decision. In fact, the more that people used it, the harder it was for someone to control. For example, let's just say there's 10 people on the network running this network. There's 10 people, they all downloaded this program on their computers, and now 10 people run the Bitcoin network on these 10 computers. Well, it's easy to shut down. It's easy to manipulate. There's 10 people. And so I can, go to my friends, my buddies, whatever. But the way he made it was anybody can take part in the Bitcoin network by either A, running a node, or B, helping run the transactions. And so you can either help store the transactions, or you can help actually do the transactions. And so and then if you help do these transactions and run these nodes and help run the network, we're gonna reward you by giving you some Bitcoin, by giving you this magic internet money, right? And so if and the mining and the algorithm to extract those rewards gets harder and harder over time, the more and more people use it. So long story short, that was kind of like long story long, I guess. That's kind of what Bitcoin was. And then he launched it. Now Bitcoin. Now, okay, here's some misconceptions about Bitcoin. And if you want to know why, ask me why. We can have a chat. I can go over this in detail. I can give you tons of information. But there's some there's a lot of really, really big misconceptions about Bitcoin that I don't know the reason. The last 4 years, you guys, look, I don't give a shit about politics. Biden, Trump, well, actually. Last 4 years have been crazy, but all I'm just saying is like you're lefty, righty, like you guys know it doesn't matter, right? You guys realize that literally the largest corporations in the entire world, the people that run the world, like BlackRock or Citadel, they invest in both sides. It doesn't matter because you're gonna complain about left issues or right. I'm like going the wrong way. You're gonna complain about left issues or right issues because they want you to complain about that. So whatever, oh yeah, whatever, is going on, that's what, but really what's going on in the background is the people who have the money are controlling everything. And they don't give a crap who wins because they control everything. But at any rate, this Bitcoin algorithm was created to essentially make it where no government, no person, no nothing could come and take control of this and be able to make decisions for this, be able to shut it down and be able to arrest people and stop it. But it needed to get big enough for that to happen. So essentially, the more and more people that got on this network, the more and more people, the stronger that it got. So that 10 people that own the Bitcoin network, I just made up 10 people, by the way, but now it's 20, then it's 50, then it's 100, then it's 1,000. And now there's millions and millions of people who are using their computers, or they're paying companies to use their computers, or they're storing the transactions or whatnot, and they're taking place in this. And so now, if you need to make a decision, like for example, like, hey, let's add another 50 million in Bitcoin because there's only 21 million Bitcoin ever, you'd have to get the agreement of not just 50%. A lot of people think it's 50%. It's like over 90%. Yeah, the way majority has to agree on it in order for the Bitcoin algorithm to work and change, and no one is going to want, the majority of the people aren't going to want to do inflation and do all this crap that's going on. Bitcoin is created to fix that. The uneducated people want inflation. The uneducated people want checks. And I'm not against universal basic income. Totally not against it. Helicopter money, right? QE, right? Quantitative easing money, 100% against that. Right? Creating money out of thin air, 100% against that. But corporations taking a massive hit by laying off millions of people, having them pay those workers over the X amount of, like, I'm not against any of that stuff. All I'm saying is, what's plan B? Do I agree with plan B? Is that plan Bitcoin? Hell yeah, I agree with plan Bitcoin. And this is why is the issue that's going on, I guess, with the government and creating money out of thin air. Did you guys know that 80% of all the money in existence in the United States was created? Jeez, I've gone on like 7 topics in the last 5 minutes. This is what happens when you have ADD. But did you guys know that 80% of all the existence of money happened within like 2 years? Look at this. 80% of all money printed USA 2020. I'm not really good at this, but I'm sure. There we go. Boom. Look, 80% of all the US dollars in existence was printed in the last 22 months, from $4 trillion in January to $20 trillion in October 2021. That's gnarly, you guys. That's freaking gnarly. Jeez. So this right here, this is what Elon Musk is fixing. This is disgusting, you guys. This right here. So I don't agree with, I saw a video a long time ago, and it was like this 16, 17-year-old girl, and she was crying, literally crying in the car because she had to work 40 hours a week. And she was like, oh, I just can't handle this. And, it's every single day. And how can we I remember watching it and was just like, dude, kids don't even know what work ethic is nowadays. These freaking soft freaking kids. But for some reason, that video stuck with me. And over time, I actually was like, you know what? That little kid is right. 40 hours a week is bull crap. Like, why is it that you are literally spending 32 times more than 100 years ago than that $1 that what $1 bought 32 years ago 100 years ago is now 32 times more. So like when you talk about inflation and stuff like that, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's normal. Well, everyone talks about it. That means it's normal, right? No, that doesn't mean it's normal. Like, your parents were able to buy a house for $2,000 and now you have to buy a house for like 700 grand. How is that normal? Because it happens to everyone? Oh, that's normal then because it happens to everyone. No, that's not. What happened was in 1971, we went off the gold standard. And then in 2008, we started helicopter money. And from 1913 to all the way to 2023, we've been printing money anyways. And not telling people half the time. Literally in 2002, Donald Rumsfeld went on camera and said, whoopsie doodlekins, we accidentally lost 1/3 of the entire country's debt. How do we do that? That's freaking crazy. Look at this, guys. This is what happens when I go live. I just freaking, my ADD takes over. ADD activate. Look at this video though. It's crazy. Donnie Rumsfeld.
Reports that say that something hasn't happened are always interesting to me because, as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
No, that's not the video I wanted. Give me a break.
Fail to adapt.
Technology revolution has transformed organizations across the private sector. But not ours, not fully, not yet. We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you guys want a business idea? Create a program that can track where you spend your money, and you'll be worth, you know, like the fourth largest country, because apparently it's worth trillions of dollars. Look, if they lost a third of the entire country's debt in 2002. By the way, you guys know when that happened? You guys want to know when this happened? Look, I'm not. This is not conspiracy theory. I'm like, this literally is the date it happened. Look at that, 2001. Look at that, 2010. Look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Yes, I am. Who am I kidding? But I take a lot to get convinced, and 99% of the time, I'm riding on the theory. Like 9/11, I think it's bullshit, and I think everything it says is a lie. But when it comes to really, what do I really think the United States did attack on its own countries? I really think that, like, I don't really know the answers, but I for sure 100% believe that what they told us is bullshit. But dude, the day before they lose a third of the entire, did you guys hear about this? Does anyone know about this? Because the only way you probably heard about it is because some like freaking random person brought it up. But because this just happened, hey guys, like right now we're 30 some odd trillion dollars in debt. Can you imagine if they're like, if Biden came on? This would be such a Biden move. He's like, well, we seem to have lost estimates of $13 trillion because the QuickBooks didn't update on floor, whatever. People would be, are you sure? $13 trillion. People are tripping out over 100 billion, which every time someone trips out over hundreds of billions or 20 billion or 40 billion going to Ukraine or whatever, you guys, hundreds of billions, who gives a crap? And by the way, I'm not saying that's right, that's wrong. That has nothing to do with anything over the fact of trillions are being ripped off. So like, hey, I love it to fight. You guys fight over the 40 billion, fight over that. Oh yeah, 40 billion. Let's fight over that. Ukraine. Yeah, Russia, Ukraine. Yes, Russia, Ukraine. Look at that. Another 20 billion over there. Look at that. 20 billion. Meanwhile, over here, you just lost like 400 billion. Oh, you just lost 2 trillion. Oh, you just lost 8 trillion. But hey, don't worry. Don't worry about $12 trillion that you just lost over the past. Don't worry about the $15 trillion you just lost over the past 6 years, 5 years. Don't even worry about that. 16 trillion, who gives a crap? Dude, that 20 billion though, this Ukraine thing is just, we need to stand up and do something, pro or against or something, right? Sorry, I love making fun of people, even though if I'm wrong half the time, but seriously, I believe that Ukraine, Russia, do you really think that's the picture? When the Fed is in a right? So a long time ago we actually had a deflation. Things got cheaper and we reached the point of no return a long time ago with our national debt. We no longer create things. GDP plus taxes can eventually help. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with that statement. So let me give a rundown of what you just said, or my opinion, which I could be completely wrong, right? But I'm not, because I know everything. I'm just kidding. I feel like the older I get, the dumber I feel. As literally, the more I learn, the more I just realize I don't know anything about anything. whatever. But yes, we did have a, let's see, let's go over this. Dollar deflation. Let me give you a brief rundown of this history of the United States dollar. At least the points I feel like are important. Let's see, we have 1913. We have 1940. We have the 1944. We have 1971, no. We have 2008. Okay, this will work. Oh, wait. This works a little bit more. I never like these. They never show the full story, at least my story I want to tell. But let's go over this, guys. Stupid goofball. What is going on? I want this photo. Really? Ah! Oh my gosh, dude, this is so annoying. Copy image address. Did Google change something a while ago where they do not want you saving their photos? Like, they're making it so difficult. Anyways, so look, here's let me give you a quick rundown of why we got effed right in the past 100 years, how it happened, why it happened, how it's been happening for thousands of years, and it's happened hundreds of times. Research has been done on this. There is one of the largest firms in New York actually did research on this and found that well over 200 countries and economies have fallen over the exact same path of failure. And that exact same path of failure I'm showing you right here. By the way, this exact same path of failure is so known that I have seen videos in the 60s and the 70s. Early on, I've seen news articles back in 2013 where people are talking about this. Back in 2013, you guys, people are saying, well, we're effed, and here's how we're going to be effed. And they said what's going to happen is exactly what's happened in the last 100 years. You think those people were magicians or some whatever? No, it's because history repeats itself. Hundreds of times, the same exact stuff has happened in history, and we're repeating it again. And so it's funny because I have people back in 2016, 17 when I was talking about this stuff, when I learned about it, back when I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, other than the fact that I learned about it, and I was like, holy crap. And people were calling me idiots, and and which I probably was, right? But yo, have you heard of QFS? I don't know. What is QFS? Tell me. Is that a coin? A new project? But look, here's why Bitcoin's important. Here's why Bitcoin was created. Here's the problem that's existed for thousands of years, and here's how it's happened in the United States. And then I'll end with why now, literally for the first time ever in human existence, there is a solution to this problem. Although who knows, right? Göbekli Tepe and all this stuff. We may have had this technology thousands of years ago and just got wiped out before. Who knows? But anyways, so let's just start with when this country was started. But what I'm talking about with this country, just know it's happened in Greece, it's happened in England, it's happened in Germany multiple times actually. It's happened in Russia multiple times. It's happened in Rome or Italy. Most recently, it's happened in Argentina. Quantum financial system. I have not heard of that. Maybe I might want to look it up. It's gonna blow your mind. What's about to happen? There's a lot of people that have names about this sort of stuff, but look, here's also where I stand when it comes to charting. I stopped doing charting a long time ago, just because I do the Warren Buffett mentality, I guess you could call it. That's kind of the wrong way to look at it. Warren Buffett hates crypto, but what I mean, I guess, by that is Warren. Okay, no. I guess what I do is the Steve. I guess I could say how I look at things is the way. Well, Warren Buffett for sure, but also how it hit me in my brain or whatever was Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos, back when the 90s.com era happened, his stock was like 114 or something like that, and it was crashed down to like $4. But he kept buying, and he wasn't buying because it was his own company. He was buying because it was his own company, and he saw the books, and he was growing, making more sales. Like everything was going up. So when it came to the company actually producing and doing good things, and growing and building, and that was all good. So the perception of it was decreasing, but the company was actually increasing in value. And so that's kind of how I invest in these crypto projects. I find the projects that are actually making real world applications, changing, doing things, fixing problems. And Bitcoin is solving the biggest problem that's ever existed in mankind. I believe literally it's the biggest problem that's existed in mankind. And that's because money controls everything. It controls religion. It controls politics. What's the thing that people always hate one another for? It controls that, right? What's the biggest emotional thing that you have that hits you, right? It controls it. Every aspect of it. No. Yeah. Oh yeah, it says no. It's gonna be a setback when Trump enters office. I've seen Bitcoin skyrocket since November 5th. Do you believe it'll keep going up, or will we see setback first before it goes up? Look, when it comes to price predictions, I'm guessing what's going to happen in the short term. Look, I can't. Who knows? My personal belief is that Bitcoin's going to keep going up at least until Trump and Elon is put into office. And whether you like Trump, think he's a piece of shit, or you freaking love him, it's pro Bitcoin that he's going in. I'm trying to talk. Oh man, my camera turned off. I've been trying to talk about the chart that's on, but look, here's also something that most people don't know, and I know this just because I'm a nerd, dude, and all I do is just like listen to podcasts and whatnot. But there is a weird thing going on about. Look, I hate talking about politics. I don't care. Left, right, it's all bullshit. But the left, whatever, has really hurt crypto. Just like look up debanked people, had the amount of people that have been debanked, but a lot of people that have been creating these great projects, or maybe great, maybe not, who knows? They just the left has made it really hard for Bitcoin. Now, Donald Trump doesn't seem to really give a crap about Bitcoin, actually, but he doesn't hate it. But anyways, I would say having Trump in office is better for Bitcoin than having a Democrat or whatever. Again, this has nothing to do with politics or left or right or up or down or what you believe in, this or that, or Donald Trump's crazy and Camellia or is amazing and she's the... I don't care. I'm not talking about any of that. But, and by the way, I think all of that's irrelevant. I do think Donald Trump is kind of like a weird wrench, right? But normally, it doesn't matter, left or right. The money, the biggest money on the planet always invests in both. So it's like, who cares? It really doesn't matter, I don't think, for the most part. And the most part is money. So let's go over this chart really quick because it's crazy important. And again, this has been predicted hundreds of times, and this has happened hundreds of times. And many civilizations, huge nations, I would say, every single actually, yeah, I would be surprised if there was more than 10% of major nations on the entire planet that have not crashed. Their economy has not crashed because of what I'm about to tell you right now. The Fed and the IRS need to go away. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be some sort of program there, but definitely not the Fed and the IRS. But let's go over that. So, the United States. All right. So, when the United States was created, all right, let's just back up and let's forget about politics, left, right, businesses, all this manipulation, crazy stuff going on. Okay, let's just a nation was created for the first time, right? And it was America, right? So this is like the time of like figuring stuff out, right? And so during that time, all of these banks, yeah, sell none of your crypto, maybe some of your crappy coins, but definitely not. Anyways, I'm not getting that. But anyways, so the nation was just created, and opportunities in the air, and everyone's trying to figure stuff out. So people with money are creating banks, but nothing was nationwide. And by the way, they didn't really want anything nationwide because they just came from a dictator, from essentially, right? They came from a king who just, whatever he wanted, he did. And so they didn't want a president, the king, or something like that. And so, there was a lot of people with wealth, and they're like, I'm going to create a bank, and eventually they kind of got stuff together, but and things were getting better. But when it came to banking, the bigger that banks got, the more money they got put into it. And when banks do irresponsible things, and there's a lot of people in that bank, it could hurt a lot of people. And so essentially there needed to be a solution to this. Anybody here, go look it up. Thank me later. Nothing's coming up. Back down, but the dollar. Dollar's 100% going down unless we take it off of a currency and put it on a actual gold backed or a backed system. Although gold backed too, it doesn't even matter if it's gold backed really, because the United States is just going to print money anyways and not tell you. But no, IRS need to go away. Yep, Brian, 100%. Dude, I believe in all that crap. Anyways, so during the time that the country is created, they all these big banks are trying to pretty much take over, right? And so, just think about it, right? You're in Virginia, let's say, and you own like a big chunk of Virginia, but all these banks are trying to expand, and there's no national bank, zero. There's not even really Eastern regional banks that cover the entire East Coast or anything. Everything is so new, so everyone's trying to grow as fast as they can. I'm trying to actually understand the greed. This is how I believe the greed aspect mentality of it happened, and it always happens. This is the story, right? But anyways, so what bankers do is they'll say, and this is super messed up, this is a thing that actually happens that you cannot do, banks can, but they'll put these reserves in, and they'll say, okay, you give us $1,000, but I'm going to be able to lend out $4,000 to somebody else. That way I can lend out money to businesses and homes, and all this. We can stimulate growth, and and I'll be the guy that handles the money. But the guy that handles the money is the one that makes all the money, and they don't hand it over to you. At any rate, so bankers are trying to grow as fast as they can, essentially, and crashes happen every 5 to 15 years or something, and it's always been that way. A lot of people think oh no, we're gonna have another crash. Oh no, it's planned 5 to 15 years. Let's see. How many crashes in the USA economy have happened total? 48. So so 48 was 48 divided by 100. 17, 70, 18, 20, 250 some odd years, right? Every 5 years or something. Jeez, that's a lot more than I thought. 48 recessions. But anyways, it crashes all the time. And that's just what happens. It'll be something you could invest in. I did a bit of research, but nothing was really clicking. Seeing the same trade with XRP. Yeah, I'll go over altcoins in a second, and what altcoins I'm invested in, and what projects I'm invested in, and what that's irresponsible for me to say though, because if you guys don't know crypto, anyone watching this is going to invest in that coin, and whatever. I'm just gonna give my reasons, and you guys do what you do, or whatever. But yeah, I'll go over that in a second. But this right here is important because this is why Bitcoin. This is why Bitcoin is going to $1 million and more. This is why Bitcoin's going to 5 million. This is why Bitcoin's going to 10 million. And unless the world fixes this crap, it's going to keep going up. I mean, when an economy is $1 trillion in debt and it goes to $100 trillion in debt, then the $1 bills turn to $10 bills, turn to $100 bills, turn to $1,000 bills, turn to $1 million bills. So how high could it go? Well, in Venezuela, 32,000 whatever will buy a cup of coffee. So when a cup of coffee is 32,000 whatever, what would a house be? 62 trillion whatevers to buy this house in this currency, right? So yeah, how high Bitcoin can go definitely depends on how irresponsible the entire world is with their economy. But at any rate, the reason why this chart starts at 1913, the reason why I started at 1913 is because just banks became irresponsible. They would lend money out, and they would lend way more than they should, and then they would crash because of people didn't trust that they actually had the money they had, or they would make super irresponsible bets and actually crash. But in 1907, there was a crash that took place, and it was essentially so big that and the country was established so much that it got to the point where people were like, dude, like, we can't have a bank. This is the only bank I can invest in. And I put my money in this bank and it just failed. So great. I'm an American in this great country, supposedly, and I can't even invest in a bank without it crashing. So in some money under your mattress, right? Like the problem was legit. And so of course, let's take advantage of the legit problem, right? And so the big business and government tried to get together, and they tried to pass an act where they're like, dude, how about we get all these banks together, and then we allow the government to make sure that we're all involved, and just make sure, dude, if Connecticut Bank just starts to go under, well, the main bank can lend money to it. The New York Bank can lend money to it, and that way it won't go under when people lose faith in it. And then once the bank gets back established, then we can give the money back and make sure these crashes don't happen. In fact, dude, look, if we get this thing we're going to call the Federal Reserve created, there's not going to be any financial instability because we own everything. The government knows everything that's going on with trade. Big business knows everything that's going on with business. And so we know everything. So we're going to help you out, right? Dude, trust us. Trust us, right? Wink, wink. That was kind of the jam. That was kind of the thing. And so the people, just imagine, what would you think if a bunch of billionaires got together, if Chase and, what are the banks out there? US Bank, or how do I not even know the big banks anymore? They're going bankrupt. Whatever. And then, United States and, China and they got together and like, hey, we're going to control your money, your job, your bank account, all that sort of stuff. Trust us, bro. Trust us. What would you say? You would probably say bullsh, right? Thanks, but no thanks. And that's what people said back in 1907, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? No. We need oversight. No. We need to know what's going on. No. We need to see the books. No. We need to bring our own people in. No. And it didn't matter what was said. They found a way to move around it to where they didn't need to do these X, Y, or Z things. And essentially, after years of manipulation of, literally Christmas Eve, that's what happened. Christmas Eve, they passed this 1913 Federal Reserve Act, and then they slid a bunch of stuff in that wasn't read because holidays and people weren't there, and of course that's when they pushed it through, and the 1913 Federal Reserve Act was created. Now, the reason why this is the reason why people hate the Fed, and the reason why there's a big problem against it, is because now that the Fed is created, there's a separation between the Fed and government and business, in the sense that government can't come in and dictate what the Fed does. So the Fed, okay, let me back up. The Fed controls the country's money. So if the United States, when, not if, you guys know that the United States goes bankrupt like every few years, and the only reason why they don't, this is so crazy. You guys, we're the richest country in the world, supposedly, but we go bankrupt every few. You guys know that? We go bankrupt all the time. When was the last time we went bankrupt? Let's see. You guys think I'm full of crap, don't you? When did USA go almost bankrupt last and my stupid fingers. Last and can't and didn't and almost didn't pay bills. I'm saying this so freaking wrong. Bankrupt 5 times. The most recent being oh man, my best friend's on. What was I saying? Anyways, so you'll hear like it seems like every presidency there's like they're like we're gonna shut down the government until the Congress allows us to increase the roof of our debt ceiling or whatever. Jeez, so stupid. But if the Congress doesn't do that, then we go bankrupt as a country. That's what happens. So what does that mean? I don't know. It's never happened before. But I have no idea. It's never happened before. I mean, it just doesn't happen because we're going to print more money, right? Or we're going to start giving our country away to China. Right. Like that's going to happen. We're just going to print more money. Don't worry, dude. Don't worry. That stupid guy over there who like, he just works at like convenience store. Screw that guy. We'll just make him work like 6 more hours a week. We'll make his wife work a little bit more. We got this. That's what the government says. Sorry, I'm such an asshole sometimes. But anyway, the 1913 Federal Reserve Act was created. So, the Federal Reserve creates money out of thin air. Literally thin air, by the way. There's no like company involved in like giving them gold and them converting that gold into actual real like value and them giving that value to dollars that are given to the government. Like, no, they say, the government's like, hey bro, we need like $3.2 trillion. And like, oh, 3.3 trillion. I gotta like put the number 3 in and then like another 3 and then like a bunch of zeros. How many zeros is trillion? Like 8 or like 20? I'll just put like 13 in. How's that? Oh my gosh. But that's the Federal Reserve, really. They just create money out of thin air. And they say, here you go, government. Dude, you want to see, literally, hey, anyone watching this? Holy crap, we have 38 viewers? Oh my shit. This is why you multi-stream. This is why you multi-stream. Okay, well, okay guys, really, for reals. This is the best video series I've ever seen in my entire life when it comes to videos and movies. Mike Maloney. Wait, I think I spelled his name wrong. The guy doesn't ever talk to anybody. I've been trying to talk to this guy for so long. He just like ignores everybody. He's like an old dude who doesn't know how to use social media apparently, but it's like so frustrating on Twitter. I'm like, dude, please, I just want to ask you a question. Anyway, sorry, I'm releasing my rage on him, but he's actually a dope guy. I love him. He's every one of his videos is so freaking good. But this right here, hidden secrets. This is how money works down here, you guys. And he explains this better than anyone I've ever heard before when it comes to how money works. This first video explains what money is, right? Portable, durable, divisible, fungible. All this is so important because a lot of people think the dollar bill is money. It's not. It's paper. And everyone heard that before. Oh, I heard that before because you can print it. No, it's just paper. But no, it's not just because it's paper. It's because it's just paper. Right? Because it's not backed by anything. That's important. Anyways, he goes over that video number 1. And then video number 2, he goes over all of how just what I was telling you when it comes to how empires fall when it comes to currency. He goes over to a couple different things, but essentially that's it. De-dollarization, of how they get off of he talks about like how the United States essentially got off the gold standard, and anyways, but he kind of goes over the United States economy, but in a very detailed and easy to understand way. I would definitely recommend this series. This video is sponsored by Mike Maloney of Mike Hidden Secrets of Money. Just kidding. But anyways, so dude, I mean, get this. Someone created a federal. I mean, imagine somebody creating a federal. Imagine someone creating a federal. So we're getting all, not just like some smart people. We're getting the largest banks in the entire world. We're getting the people who run the government. We're going to put them together, dude, and we are going to hook you up when it comes to making sure that the economy doesn't fail. Well, they didn't do a very good job, did they? Because not even 20 years later did we have the worst, we had the Great Depression take place, right? And so when the Federal Reserve essentially took over, what that meant is they were able to essentially use more money to do whatever the heck they wanted, and didn't really care that they were paying you back, that it was hurting you. So, so now like let's say one bank had $1 million back in the day of all these people and all their money. But if all the banks got together, now there's like $300 million. And now the Federal Reserve can make stupid loans and stupid this and that. But now it's on another level. So they're, instead of a 10x gain, it's a 1000x gain, and sort of thing, because they have a ton more banks to work with. And so they did a lot of gambling and a lot of problematic things that ended up leading to the Great Depression. Now, the dumb thing is people say that the Great Depression was a lot of people, at least when you go online, like what I was taught in school, was the Great Depression happened because of the Roaring 20s. Oh, the Roaring 20s put us in the Great Depression. All that money that was spent in businesses, starting up new companies, and hey, we had a stupid FDR and freeways and whatever. I don't know. I'm just being dumb, but that's how they blamed it on the Roaring 20s. It was like, really, the Roaring 20s is what happened. So the economic boom that essentially created like the largest industries in the United States created the Great Depression. Like, come on. Do you guys know what created the Great Depression? Does anyone really know? I'll tell you right now. This is the answer. The Fed created a Great Depression. 100%. 100%. That's what happened. Whatever they tell you in school, tell them they're full of shit, because it was the Fed. And it's not like I'm just saying this. Some stupid YouTuber said this. It's facts. And even though the facts are there, the history books are written differently. And like, just that right there is mind blowing. But that's what great that happens, after 60 years after everyone dies, that screwed people over, as the records come out. But essentially, yeah, and that's how we know this happened. Now, this was huge in 1933, very huge. In fact, you can, my camera keeps going off. Camera, activate. Guys, you see it right? Wait, let me focus. Oh my gosh, where's my zoom? Wheat. Is there? I actually have a document of it. But back in 1933, FDR released this document that I have on camera. My wife just put that up for me. Thank you, wifey. All right, guys. They released that document essentially saying, hey, if anybody has gold, give it to the government. And if you don't give it to us, we're going to put you in jail. I mean, that's what it said. If anybody hoards gold, we're taking you to jail. I don't even think Iran's done that to its people. I mean, I'm not comparing, whatever. I just did, I guess, but I'm just saying, like, whoa. Like, the government literally said, give us all of your hard asset money because our dollar is worthless. It's garbage. So give us that gold. And if you don't, we're going to put you in jail. And that's what that decree, that's what it was. That's so crazy. But anyways, it ended up, it took actually until the 40s before the United States was able to recover, and it actually was because of the war. Well, there's a couple different reasons, a few actually really big ones, but the war was kind of what started it. Is a good time right now to invest in Bitcoin? Should I wait for it to come down to invest? Wow, that's a hard thing to ask. I'm going to answer that real quick. Actually, let me finish this real quick, and then I'm going to head into the altcoins. That's a hard question to ask, and I'll have to essentially answer that with this 4-year cycle answer to show you, because essentially it never matters when you invest in Bitcoin. If you invest in Bitcoin right now, though, okay, here's a realistic thing that could happen. And I can see happening real easy. I can see Bitcoin going up to 250,000, 280,000 even. Man, if it goes over 300, holy shit, I'd be so surprised. But wow, that'd be great. The only reason why I'd be surprised though is because of this cycle that's happened since essentially it was created. The cycles get a little bit smaller and smaller with Bitcoin. But you know, there's altcoins and stuff which we can talk about. But every 4 years, Bitcoin never ever hits its every 4 years. Oh my gosh, I'm getting into this answer that's too long to answer right now. Let me finish this right now, and then I'm gonna answer that Bitcoin question. But essentially, 1913, the Federal created the Reserve to help protect our money from being screwed over. They obviously, gambled away our money and screwed us over, created the Great Depression. That Great Depression lasted 10 plus years. And the only reason why that Great Depression ended was the hoarding of gold, of putting everybody in jail if its citizens in jail if they didn't give the government their gold. That's just so crazy to me. But also the war. When people say war is money, here's what they mean by it. Because war is not money. It's massive debt. It's shitstorm. It fucking sucks. Nothing about war is good, except for businesses that fund the war. That's the only time it's good. And so in World War II, we were not in the war, or in the 40s in World War II, we were not in the war until the end. So the reason why when people say business war is money is because we don't get in the wars. We fund the wars. We make sure Ukraine owes us a shit ton of money and we own them forever, right? We make sure that the people, and that's what happened in the 40s. By the way, I don't want to talk about Ukraine just because politics is stupid. I don't care. But all I'm saying is we fund the wars. Funding the wars, right? Is what it was when people are like, oh, there's $1 million hammer. On NASA and all that stuff. That's because of war. Because when war happens, they don't give a crap what it costs. We need to win. So what do we need? Okay, $1 million for this. $1 million. Okay, we're charging 1,600% more for that. They don't care. We need it now. Get it to us. And so we know. So. Yeah, we funded the hell out of that war. We stole everybody's gold. And then the 40s capped it off. For 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement. Now, here's what happened at Bretton Woods. Now, the Federal Reserve was for the United States. So a bunch of single banks got together and they formed the Federal Reserve because these single banks weren't very good at loaning money. So we're like, hey, if we all get together and compile our money together, then we'll be good. But no, they just took that money that was compiled together and then they gambled it just like they did. They were single banks, but now they had so much more. So that so much more took our dollar, cut that dollar in half significantly within like 9-8 years. something crazy, right? 2017, 19, or 1917, World War One, right? 1919 was essentially when they got back. We're roaring 20s within like a year later. And within 7 years later, we started going down. 2 years later, boom. So like, it's just so funny, the roaring 20s, right? Like literally like the greatest industries that we have in our entire country were created in the roaring 20s. And the government's like, that's the reason why we suck. They screwed us over. Oh, the entertainment industry and that freaking, it's just like, oh, thank you for creating like 4 of the largest industries in the entire world in 5 years. That definitely destroyed our economy, but that's the reason they gave the roaring 20s, destroyed our economy like crazy. But anyways, so yeah, a bunch of smaller banks got together into a big bank, but the big banks gambled the hell out of away of our money with a large amount of money, which destroyed it even quicker. And then in 1944, what did we do? We added the United States piggy bank with the England's piggy bank, with Canada's piggy bank, with Mexico's piggy bank. We just all got together, and now we had even more piggy banks. So that's what the Bretton Woods Agreement was. Essentially, there was a lot of trade going on in the world, and it was like, well, if Russia wants this from this country, they need to make sure that the currency is, there's just a lot of currencies out there, and everyone's currency was fluctuating, and they just didn't know how to do worldwide trade during that time. And so the United States, so lucky them, they made it where the United States dollar was essentially the established currency of the world. At least like 60, 80, 70, it fluctuated percent of the world. The majority of the world was using the United States dollar as the currency. So, for example, when you go to Canada, Canada's dollar is backed on the United States dollar. So if the United States dollar crashes, all the currencies that these countries are backed by crashes. So in 1944, now we even have a bigger piggy bank. 1913 we went from individual banks into a giant country bank. We screwed everyone over. Now we took that giant country bank and moved it into a bunch of big ass world banks and screwed everyone over. And from 1944 to 1971, technically we were on the gold standard still, and a dollar was able to be traded for gold. But during this entire time, the United States was using the entire world as a piggy bank and just spending all sorts of crap on stuff for the United States. And in the 60s, yeah, I'm not making this up. In the 60s, this French prime minister, let me show you this video. French, let's see, French prime minister that sent a battle destroyer to the United States to get its gold back in 1971. Oh, it's funny. This person's saying there's no source. Interesting. This is the story, though. I'm interested about that warship now. I'm going to check this later. Sent about 1971, French President Pompeo sent a battleship to New York Harbor to remove France's gold from the vaults of New York Federal Reserve Bank and transported it to France. Sooner thereafter, gold accounted for 90. Are you time traveling bandit by chance? Oh my god. That's funny. Anyways, I don't know if he actually sent it or not, but he definitely I listened to the speech. I at least the whole translation of it. Let's actually go to the speech. Good for him, though, dude. For saying, you, United States, we're getting our shit back. YouTube. Oh, wait. What's his name? President? Oh, my gosh. 1971 gold USA. It shows Nixon. Well, we're not going to show you him, but we'll show you Nixon saying that we're not going to give him his gold.
Des différences qui existent endettés.
I think this is the speech. But anyways, you can look it up later. Why they give me Nixon? But anyways, because of so this guy essentially called out the United States and was like, dude, you guys are assholes. You're using the entire country as a piggy bank, or the entire world as a piggy bank. You're saying that our money is backed up dollar by dollar, but how the hell are you prospering like 5 times more than any other country on earth? How are you guys just kicking A, and how are we just like struggling so freaking much? Like, this is bullcrap, and I don't believe you, and we're gonna get all of our gold back. That's essentially what he said in that speech. And not just him, but a bunch of countries were like, dude, I think he's right. And so a bunch of countries started taking their gold out of the vaults, and eventually they lost like more than 50% of the gold vaults, so they say. We've never been able to even check what that number actually was, but and then Nixon went on stage and he was like, I mean, there was us. Am I frozen? Oh crap, I'm frozen. Oh shoot, all my browsers are frozen. Oh, I'm still good on. Am I still good on chat? Oh man, this sucks. Uh-oh. Well, hopefully I'm not gonna be frozen on YouTube, but yeah, so Nixon was just like, all right, let's get off the gold standard. And in 1971, we went off the gold standard, which meant that no longer was our currency, the dollar that we had, was actually backed by a physical asset. It's backed by the faith that the government actually has the value of that dollar. Uh-oh. My browsies. Okay, cool. So now again, this is slowly diminishing like the control and the value of our currency, because like, wouldn't you like it to know that like the value that you have in your bank account, the you know, your computer monitors, your microphone, right, the car in your garage, the whatever, like there's certain cost and value to that. Like, wouldn't it not be fun to like go to coffee tomorrow and pay 62 cents for like a black coffee, but then go in a few days and that is 73 cents, and then go next week and it's 62 cents, and then go in a couple weeks and it's 88 cents, right? That fluctuation of instability, right? No one wants that. They want to know that like when they buy something for a bunch of money, that thing isn't just going to lose value all of a sudden. That but slowly this is the path of taking this away. So after 1971, then it was heyday. They can do whatever the hell they wanted. Now in the after 1971, there's a few years where the country was just like, what the hell is going on? What are we doing? Like nothing's backed by anything. Or we had an oil crisis. The oil crisis of 1973, 1972, like that was huge. There was lines backed up forever. It's probably the worst oil crisis we've ever had. And so, you know, the United States, brilliant United States. What do you do when you were the world's leading currency? Most of the country's superpowers, their currency is backed by your currency. And what do you do when the world is losing faith and countries have said, "F you, United States, we're getting off of your dollar standard"? You go to the world's largest family, the world's richest family, and say, "Hey, what's up, Saudi bros? I see you got that oil. I got a deal for you. How about this? Don't let anyone buy your oil. No one buys your oil unless they use United States dollars. And if they don't, then say, nah, So that means anyone in the entire world who wants to buy oil from from Saudi Arabia, from the world's richest family, the family that controls governments, including the United States, the family that has assassinated people in the United States, and we have had proof, and the government doesn't give a crap. That family. The family that can assassinate someone in the United States where we have proof of it, and they can still leave and we won't even do crap about it. That type of powerful family. We went to them and was like, yo, let's just team up. And so that's what happened. So the oil reserve, we became essentially a gold standard to an oil standard. Right? Not officially, but yeah, that's what happened. Now, the United States has never been the entire world currency, like main currency. It's always fluctuated up and down, but still. So then we became kind of an oil-backed currency, which helped us out quite a bit. And a lot of this, like global warming, pollution, electric, a lot of this crap is because our currency, a lot of this pushback is because our currency is dependent on oil. You know, I'm not saying we should get off oil immediately. I mean, we can't even support it. Just like when vehicles were invented, there's no way that you could have everyone having a vehicle right away. It would take 30, 60 years. I don't know, it'd take a long time to get stuff figured out, but still, anyways. Now 2008, it doesn't show it, but in 2008 when the real estate market crashed, which by the way, it crashed because of the same exact thing that happened in 2000 it was banks that were mismanaging their own money, making crazy loans they shouldn't have. And that's what failed the economy. By the way, do you guys find it funny that, I mean, in a super hilarious, like, we all suck, go screw ourselves kind of way, funny that the people who cause every single recession, every single time our economy crashes, the people that cause it then bail themselves out. They take your money and then bail themselves out with your money, and then they give themselves bonuses for doing it. Like, that happens every 5 to 8 years. It's so crazy. But whatever. That's what happened in 2008, right? That's what happened. But yeah, 2008, that's when the government was like, you know what? I don't want these big companies to go under. I don't know how to run a big company. I'm scared to lose all these employees and it could crash us as an economy. So how about this? We'll just give you like a few $1 billion. Oh, you need like $1 trillion? Okay, we'll give you $1 trillion. Oh, you need $4 trillion? Okay, we'll have $4 trillion. Oh, you need $12 trillion? Right? And that's what happened in 2008. And that's why, you know, $12 trillion was printed in 2 years. That's why. Isn't that crazy? Our entire economy was in debt for $6 trillion in 2002, when we lost a third of our entire economy due to computer error. And then we went from $6 trillion to $20 trillion in debt in 15 years. And then in 2 years, we went from 20 trillion to 35 trillion. Like, that's just crazy. When 80% of the entire money in existence of your country's existence is created in 2 years, what does that mean? That means your dollar is worth shit. 32 times under. That's what this means. This path right here is why Bitcoin exists. Money should not be decreasing in value. And the reason why it decreases in value is because you have these Keynesianites, these Keynesians that are, you know, controlled by government and big business that essentially are telling you that you live in fantasy land, are telling you that is Chappie still there? It's already figured out. I know what. I know what y'all see what Donald Trump is doing, or is you? What does that mean? Anyway, so now I know a lot of you are newer here, but like I was saying earlier on, this path right here of failure is 100%. It has happened with every single it has happened with everything. Every single fiat in existence has followed this path of failure. It has essentially been single banks joining up to bigger banks, joining up to a nation bank, and then the governments and big businesses wasting that money, spending money on public works, war, like, do you guys find it funny that you can go to your bank and you can give them $10,000 and that bank can now use $90,000 to gamble? They can now put $90,000 in the S&P 500 and make money off of it, and you can't. I mean, I'll just say that again. Let me slow this down. Think about this. I mean, a lot of you know what you're talking about and don't need. But for those who are new, let me just break this down to you for a second, because this is what's happening right now, and it's happened for 100+ years. This is normal. So you go to a bank and you say, hey, I want to put money down on this house, right? The house is, I'd say 100 grand. Let's just say you put $10,000 down on something to make it easy, right? You buying an $80,000 car, you're putting $10,000 down. So this can literally happen right now. Here, I'll show you what it's called. Fractional reserve banking. Why am I so bad with typing nowadays? I think AI screwed me up. I don't correct anymore. I'm just like, AI will figure it out. Hey, speaking of AI. If I give a bank $10,000 and they have a fractional reserve of 3%, how much can they use to invest on their own? Oops. So fractional reserve banking means that they only have to put a certain amount of money into the bank. So if you put $10,000 into the bank, that means they only need to put in $300 into the actual safe. So imagine that. You give a bank $10,000 and they take they leave in $300 of the $10,000 you give them. Like, hey, yo, we got it. But no, that's not right. That's not what I'm asking. Bank. I'm not 100% on these numbers. Are on the. I just want to ask ChatGPT, right? I want to verify. Trust, but verify. Do you guys know that's a Bitcoin saying, but it was originally a Russian saying? Yeah, so they're saying a ratio level. There we go. So $10,000 deposits up to $330,000 in the banking system has a 10 to 12x of the ratio of lending. So yeah. So I guess depending on the ratio that is allowed in the fractional reserve, some banks allow 0%. Literally, you put $10,000, they can use all $10,000 to invest in homes on their own, or the S&P 500 or something. But in this example of the 3%, then essentially that $10,000 deposit, they'd be able to take up to $333,000 of that $10,000 and invest it into whatever they want. But you can't do that as a bank. You can't do that at all. You can maybe do like a 2x leverage or something, but yeah. So essentially, banks can just like, can you imagine being able to do a 10 or 12x leverage and still losing that money? Like, bro, if you just put that 10 to 12x leverage into the S&P 500, there you go. Game over. You're killing it. But they invest it in these risky mortgages, and the more money that's out there, then the less money they have to, like, they've already invested in everything. I don't know. So that's the problem, and that's what Bitcoin is fixing. So Bitcoin can't be controlled like this. You can't manipulate it when it comes to increasing more dollars. It's going to be 21 million. It's actually a little tiny less than 21 million, but you can only have 21 million in Bitcoin. You can't, there needs to be now hundreds of millions of people to agree on any change that takes place. So it's decentralized, it's controlled. In 2011, the CIA tried to control it, and that's when Satoshi, the creator of Bitcoin, disappeared. He knew it was game over. It was too close, I guess. But yeah. And so this is why Bitcoin's important. Now, back in the day when technology didn't exist, you couldn't create something like this. So now, for the first time in ever, anybody that has the internet can now have Swiss bank account in their pocket. United States, we're spoiled. I can go to. Well, I've been debanked by 2 banks. Has anyone else been kicked out of 2 banks before? Dude, I don't know what it is. I just do not like people telling me that I have to do something, even if that thing is something I want to do and it's good for me. Like, do not tell me I have to do something. I don't got to do shit unless I want to. And even if I have the repercussions, and if there's going to be bad repercussions, I'm not going to do anything because you told me to, right? I just have that like pushback mentality or something like that about me. Does anyone else have that about them? It's just so bad. Like, I'm kind of one of those things that's like, if you're a dick to me and you want me to do something, you got to tell me to do the opposite, because I'm going to push back just to push back, even if it's better for me to do the opposite, just because. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but yeah, so that's why I think Bitcoin is going to be dominated, because you can't control it. It's all you need is the internet. It's the more it grows, the bigger it gets, the harder it's going to be to hack, to manipulate. And a lot of people also let me say some sentences that people say all the time that are completely wrong. Sentence number 1. Well, if a supercomputer happens, then Bitcoin's doomed, because anybody could use a supercomputer just to hack the Bitcoin network, right? I guess, yeah. Technically. You train a supercomputer to hack Bitcoin, it could probably mess Bitcoin up pretty good, yeah. Correct. Oh, but let's think about that statement for a while. If there is a supercomputer that's big enough to hack Bitcoin, the largest and most secure and safest network on the entire planet, it'd be easier to hack into the United States government than Bitcoin. It'd be easier to hack into Russia's and China's government servers than it would be to hack into Bitcoin. It's like, that's facts. It's not just like me saying it. The more and more people that are on it, the more secure that Bitcoin goes. The debt jubilee? No, I have not heard of that. I'm gonna look that up though. The jubilee clearance of debt from public records. Why? Oh yeah, I have heard of this. The reset, the Great Reset. Is that what this is? The Great Reset? As an alternative to a depression, similar anthropologists suggested that a debt jubilee would have been an appropriate response to the 2008 financial crisis. A clearance of debt from public across wide sector nation. So yeah, I heard this as the Great Reset from the WEF. You guys don't know WEF, the World Economic Forum, the biggest garbage people on the planet. You will own nothing and be happy. I'm such a dick, you guys. Biggest garbage people on the planet. That's such a rude thing to say. I'm sure there are some great sociopathic manipulators on that. This right here is a famous meme. You'll own nothing and be happy. This is what the WEF wrote. But they're also the one that are kind of pushing this Great Reset. But the Great Reset is essentially not really a reset, and really what it is the reset to start back into the perpetual problem that we started back in 1913. That's not a reset. And so I don't like that at all. I think it's a dumb idea. For sure, 100%. Because if it's going to be a big reset, then what we're doing, you're not, by the way, it's not resetting your debt. It's what's happening is governments and more than governments, it's big well, okay, my opinion. Big companies gain more and 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 more control over you. You've heard the 90 to 10%, the 99 to 1%, the 99.99 to 0.001%, right? That stretch or that, you know, gap or whatever, just keeps getting tighter and tighter. If we reset this, then that essentially means, because look, what is debt? Like, I mean, just think about it. What is that? What does that even mean? What's that mean? What does that mean? I owe money. The government owes money. The government's 35 trillion in debt. You know, everyone's in debt. Oh, I'm in debt too. I want to be erased from debt. So if we erase things from debt, what does that mean? That means I don't owe, you know, let's say I have 50K in credit card debts and I own a, you know, $300,000 house and I owe 200K on it. And, you know, and I have a couple cars. And let's say I'm like $350,000 in debt with my business and, you know, whatever. Hey, I would love to not be $350,000 in debt, or, you know, 600K in debt, or whatever the case. It'd be cool to reset that. But what that really means is there's a debt that I have, and that I'm continually paying off. I don't have the lifestyle, I don't have the means, I don't have the wants. We're all stretched thin. And we're all pushing for this GDP. By the way, how much GDP is being pushed right now compared to like 10 years ago? Do you think do you think factually our GDP is bigger now? Like, we're producing more, we have more connections, like than like before COVID? Like, supposedly COVID took place and the entire nation did 200 to 500% better within 3 years. Did that really happen? Did we see a roaring 2020s that I didn't know about? Right? So, the Great Reset, it's just a way for you to now be free of debt to go more in debt. And now we can perpetuate that problem even more. That's what I think that is. I don't like the Great Reset. And well, at least the Great Reset that was presented by the World Economic Forum. Yeah. There's a problem in government expenditure. I don't know how Elon Musk is going to fix it, and if he's going to fix it, and how much control he's going to have, but you guys, in 2006, the government admitted, Donald Rumsfeld admitted, oh, I lost $2.3 trillion, our bad. The next day, 9/11 happened, and no one ever talked about the $2.3 trillion, the 30% of our entire nation debt that was lost to computer accounting, and somehow the next day, a plane hit the accounting department in the Pentagon. Like, dude, I'm a conspiracy guy. Well, I don't believe in anything. I always talk shit on everything. I'm always poking holes. But I like to think about conspiracies. But dude, the fact that Donald Rumsfeld went on TV and said, hey, the nation lost $2.3 trillion in debt, whoopsie doodles, which was 1/3 of the entire nation's debt. And literally 15 hours later, 9/11 takes place and no one ever talks about that again. And the planes hit the accounting department in the Pentagon that had the records of the 1/3 of the nation's debt that got lost. How is that? Dude, there's so many facts in there. There has to be something so messed up, but I cannot. My brain is just there's no way. But is there? I really believe the 9/11 bullcrap. I think that Tower 13, a couple floors, side of the building went on fire and the entire building collapsed. It's bullcrap. I actually believe that. But these are even more facts. And I'm dude, that's a big conspiracy. That's a third of the entire nation's debt being covered up by a terrorist attack that changed the entire nation's course of history. Like, whoa. Well, it's a little hard to swallow, but the facts are there, so I don't know, whatever. I don't know. Anyways. It's just fun to say the facts, I guess. But yeah, the WEF, not a fan of them. I don't like their reset bullshit. Now the nice thing is Bitcoin's around. I think as long as okay. Now let me get back to your question of am I selling Bitcoin? Should I buy Bitcoin? All that kind of crap. Oh my gosh, have I really been on for an hour and a 2 hours? Oh my gosh, it's almost midnight. Oh my gosh, and I have 42 people on. Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, while you guys are on, sorry, I'm streaming on so many platforms right now. I'm doing this podcast thing starting next year, and so I'm testing all these platforms. Look, I would love to know. Write in the comments down below. Anyone who asks any question, I'm gonna respond to it, even if I don't see it tonight and I have to get back to it tomorrow. But if you want to know about a project you like, or if you want to know about whatever, ask me down below. But I want to know a couple of things. For some reason, this is my favorite things to ask people in crypto. One, what's your favorite project? Two, what was the very first project you ever invested into crypto? And what was it? What project was it? If you guys want to tell me that, I'd be so stoked. I don't know why, but I love hearing that for some reason. Mine, just to let you know, I heard about crypto first in 2013, 14, 15, 13, 14. When was, wait, actually, I'll know this answer. Minecraft alpha launch date. Oh shit, dude, I heard it early. Okay, wait, actually, I'll know exactly when I heard it. Minecraft, Star Trek video enterprise. I literally invested in Bitcoin.
I am
right after this. Or, I mean, I had my first conversation with Bitcoin 13 years ago. Let's see, 2014. 2011. Holy shit, dude. I knew about Bitcoin a lot earlier than I thought. So this video right here, I know I'm a nerd, whatever, shut up. This video got me into playing Minecraft. I didn't even know what it was. This is back in the day, but I was like, oh my gosh, you can create the enterprise with tiny little blocks. And I was like, hell yes. I want to build New York City. That was literally my thought. But anyways, as I saw this video and it was like launched it was like within a year or so, I was like, yes. And I downloaded Minecraft and started playing. And then the server I was on, the guy who was on the server who ran it, behind him, do you guys know what TeamSpeak is? Jeez, I'm showing my age. There's a thing called TeamSpeak. Behind him, he had a bunch of like 2x4s, and he had graphic cards screwed into 2x4s with a bunch of cords hanging everywhere. And he was mining Bitcoin. And I was just like, what the hell are you doing? And I had no idea what he was doing. All I knew was I wanted to do it. I was just like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but this Matrix shiz, even though the Matrix wasn't out yet. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was. I was like, I love this. Anyways, random. But projects. Because I've been streaming for 2 hours. I'm gonna leave, and then everyone's gonna leave, and I'm gonna hate myself. But I want to get a drink, and just like be back in 2 minutes. But I will be back, and look, I'm gonna go over. I have been, and I learned about Bitcoin in 2016, 16. It was like end of 2015, and 2016 was when I started like obsessing. And that's when I started my first investing, where I actually knew what the hell I was doing. In fact, I think I put like $2,000 into some bull crap, one coin. I'm just kidding. I didn't get scammed. I'm not an idiot. I was scammed. I was an idiot. It was actually something that family was in. I was like, oh, whatever. Anyways, that was actually a couple years after this. But at any rate, yeah, I've been in crypto since 2016 and obsessively. And about 2 years ago, I stopped making YouTube videos, but I've still been, doing this stuff. I've just started my own business and doing all this crap and whatever the case. But give me a sec. Let me just have like a drink and come back up. And I'm gonna go over a bunch of coins. But I'm gonna go over. Look, I'm gonna do things differently, you guys. As I don't give a crap about your 100 million X Moon $2 million meme coin project. Dude, I don't have energy for that. There's hundreds of thousands of tokens out there. So I'm doing the, I guess what I would call the Warren Buffett thing, because that makes me feel like I'm smarter than I actually am. Right? I guess I could call it the Shaq thing, right? Although Warren Buffett gave Shaq the advice. Although, hold on, I found a better name for this. Dude, on the stream earlier, I found a better name for this. Anyways, but I invest in companies that are actually the Jeff Bezos. That's what I'm gonna call from now on. I'm gonna show you projects the Jeff Bezos way, and the way I guess that is in the 90s .com era, when Amazon was one of the many thousands of .com companies out there. Amazon went from like 140, 120, something like that, down to like $4 within that crash. And so you would think, dude, $140, $120, whatever, down to $4. Like, dude, that company is not doing good, right? But Jeff Bezos didn't give a crap about this. Didn't give a crap about this number. Who gives a crap about the price? Who gives a crap about the market crap? None of this even matters. What does matter is, hey, our sales are increasing 8% every single month. We're adding a new warehouse every single month as well. Our employees are, we're able to, like you're looking at the numbers, and the numbers are all good, are growing. Everything's doing better. And that's what he looked at. And so he was like, I don't give a crap that my company's lost 95% of its value. The company's doing badass, and the company's kicking A, and the number on this little screen has nothing to do with Amazon. And so he invested the hell out of his company. And as you know, he became the richest person in the world because of that move for a little while, right? And so that's the same way that, Warren Buffett looks at stocks. Although Warren Buffett hates tech, he hates Bitcoin. He calls it actually Charlie Munger. Oh my gosh, stupid. His partner says that it would be better to invest in rat poison than Bitcoin. Although he said that when Bitcoin was under $1,000, so whatever. Old people don't understand tech. Warren Buffett is one of my favorite people. I love his advice. It's funny, but he hates Bitcoin. It's funny how those people, where you listen to some of their advice. But, Warren Buffett also told Shaq the same advice. But anyways, invest in companies that are doing things. Invest in companies that are growing. Invest in companies that, hey, if this price right here is dropping like crazy, but the back end, the numbers, the book, when you look at the actual quarter numbers, the earnings, the growth of the company, that's all going up. Everything is going up. Everything is doing better. Everything's getting faster. Everything's getting cheaper. Everything is, that's what you want. So let's find those companies, because, hey, I don't know what the hell Shiba's going to do, right? I don't know what the heck, why are there not more meme coins here? Good for you, crypto. Dog what if, right? I don't know what dog what if is gonna do, right? No one can price that. Dog what if, dude. 59. By the way, you want to know how mature the market is? The top 50, the 59 largest token is called dog what if coin. Yeah, this industry has a little bit longer to grow. Sorry. I love talking trash on things that I love, by the way. I don't know what it is. If I love the more I love something, the more I know about it, so the more trash I can talk on it, the funner it is. But Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to talk about the companies that are actually doing something, the companies that you can actually, that have been doing something for years, that over the past 8 years or so have been growing, building, all that sort of stuff. And 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 then I'm going to give you a little bit of a hindsight, I guess, of the mentality, I guess, behind crypto and Bitcoin and long-term thinking and chart graphing, all this sort of stuff when it comes to like these problems that are being solved. And you're going to get emotionally wrecked if you're buying Bitcoin right now and expecting it to go 200K and it goes to 150K and then it crashes down to 50K and you don't see that 200K price for 5 years. That 100% could happen. I do not doubt something like that could happen at all. But I'm going to show you patterns, the patterns that have happened. There's a 4-year cycle, and it happens every 4 years. Exactly. And I'll show you that. I'll show you the prices that are moving. I've been saying this for 20 minutes, but let me get some water. Let me take like a 2-minute break really quick, and I'll be back. And then also, if you guys can do me a little favor, I know it sounds dumb, but I've been bullied a little bit. He's actually on the page down below. He calls himself a like button, and he's like an a-hole. If you just like hit him for me, that'd be dope. Just like tell him like, dude, leave Skylar alone. He's a good guy. He may have some mental issues, but you know, he may be missing fingers, but you know. Sorry, I've been streaming for 2 hours. I'm being stupid. Let me be right back. Please don't leave or whatever. I'm gonna get a drink. All right, let's talk about these alts. Aura chain. Never heard of the Aura chain. What's up with this meditation music, bro? How do we go from 80 cents to meditation? Bow, 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 bow. All right. So, let's talk about these alts. So, now my mentality of how I would invest in alts and what I think is a good project might be different than a lot of people's. I definitely look for I definitely look for people that are actually fixing real world problems, people that have good advisors, people that are actually building on their project consistently, people adhering by their timelines, people that have good owners, people that have owners and builders with, ethical backgrounds and, backgrounds with building things like this in the past, and the whole thing I go through, I guess. But let me kind of go through a few of these to kind of give you an idea, I guess, of some projects that are doing some things. And I guess let me go about this a little bit differently too, because we're talking about these projects while Bitcoin's at 100K. So it's not like any of these projects, if we were talking about any of these projects at 50K or 60K or something, it'd be different because, but now we're pumping. So things are things are just a little bit different now. When it comes to price points and price actions and stuff. But let me just put some minds at ease for people who think that Bitcoin's going crashing, because I don't think it is at all. I think 150 at least. I mean, I don't have a number actually. What I have is a okay, if Bitcoin goes to 140K in the next 2 weeks, I'd say 200 might be there by the end of the year, So I guess it depends on how fast it would move. But let me just tell you some pros, some cons, some history, some whatever, and then you guys can make some informed decisions. So first of all, on the screen I have on this monitor, I have the Bitcoin price, right, 101,000 right now. But let's zoom out to kind of show you an idea of what these, what the long term looks like on this. What? Where's my prices? Whoa, I graphed all this. What happened? I graphed all this years ago, actually, and I just saw it on here, and apparently it's not graphed anymore. What a sad day. Oh, there it is. Okay. Kind of. All right, this will work. Okay. So, if you were to go back, you're going to notice that Bitcoin kind of has a similar price action, and all of the altcoins follow the same price as Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin does, all the alts follow it, and then eventually, what happens is Bitcoin starts dropping drastically, and all of the alts start pumping drastically for a very short period of time before everything starts crashing. And so we have seen massive pumps like this before. In fact, I'm gonna skip the 2009 one or 91's, right? But back in 2012, we went from $12 to 171 in 3 months, and then we went from 171 to 60. Was that the all-time low? Yeah, and then it went from 171 to its all-time low of 64, before finally, once it was at 85, pumping back to 1200. Now, I know this is kind of hard to see, but I'm going to show you a pattern of this right here that you're going to see on every single cycle. That is one, when Bitcoin price pumps, so 12 to 171, that was the pump right here. When Bitcoin pumps, hold on, let me see if I can do like weird. All right, whatever. So a couple things happen no matter what. When Bitcoin pumps 12 to 171, one, it'll never hit this $12 ever again. So it goes 12 to 171. 12 was its old low, or its old high, around there. So it never goes down low to its old all-time high. That's very important. Goes up to 171. Finds its middle ground at 64 before it starts finally pumping again from 85 to 100, from 1200. So it's now at that 85 to 1200. We're never going to see this 85 again. And we're going to see that 1200 pump to 20,000. This is the pump that most people got in, was during this time, right? So went to 20,000, it crashed again. It never hit its all-time low of 121. And then started pumping from 400 to 20,000, and it reached its all-time low from 20,000 to 3,000. So again, at an all-time high of 20K and a low of 30K. So once we start rising from this 3K, we never see this all-time low again. And now this, you don't know. We don't know when this actually all-time low is. Let's say we get down to 70K in this next, after pumping from 200K. Is 70K the low or 60? But what we do know is once it hits its all-time high again and pumps again, we'll never see that all-time high again either. So like this one, we went from $12 to 171. 171 was all-time high, but then it crashed down to 64. But then once it went from 64 and it passed that 171 again, it never went back down to 171. So it passed that 171 and went to 20,000 that time, and went down to 3,000. Now again, 20,000. So when we hit 20,000 again, Bitcoin's never gonna see that $20,000 all-time, that $3,000 all-time low again, and we're gonna see a new 20,000 all-time high. Now, what happens? Every 4 years, again, this cycle. Let's see, this one happened in 2014, right? 15, 16, 17, 13 to 17. Was it 17 when the anyways, and then 17 to 21, and then 21 to 24, and but as you see, every time we hit an all-time high again, then we're going to get back to an all-time low. But anytime we hit this low, we never see these lows again. And so 3,000 is gone. And then once we revisit the high, then we become in a new bull market. So again, before, went from $12 to 171, then it crashed down to 64. Once it hit 171 again, then we started cycling up to 20,000, to an all-time high. And then when it hit 20,000, it crashed down to 3,000. And that all-time low was never seen again. And once we hit 20,000, then the new bull market happened, and then we saw a new high. And so now that new high is the new high for the next bull market, and the old high is the old, essentially like bottom line, where essentially we'll never see prices below this price point again. We'll see it fluctuate. Hey, it might dip below a little bit here and there, but we're never going to see this 3K again before it. So the old low is never seen again, and the all-time high is the new low for the next all-time high cycle. So this next cycle's high was 68K, right? So now we crash down, and do we see this 20K again? Yes, we do, right there, which is the bottom. So once we hit that 20K, it started exploding again. So hit an all-time high. That next all-time high led the alt. And once it dropped, we saw that all-time high be the bottom. And now we're on another push back to its old all-time high. And every time a new all-time high comes again and it reaches it again, then we're at the beginning of a new bull cycle. And so this cycle has kind of happened with every single every 4 years. And the reason why it's every 4 years is because every 4 years, Bitcoin's the difficulty of mining Bitcoin gets increases, and the rewards decrease, get cut in half. So essentially the math algorithm that cuts the rewards in half but makes it twice as hard, you'd think it would make it crash. When you're saying like, hey man, you're spending $20 million, you're spending $600 million a year to mine Bitcoin, and you're making $800 million a year. But in 4 months, the $800 million is going to get cut to $400 million because the reward is going to get cut in half. And now you're not going to be profitable, so shut down. But that's not what happens. What happens is the value of Bitcoin goes up, and so it's always matched by the mining's profitability. And so miners are always profitable, and it's always matched by the Bitcoin's price. And the Bitcoin's price always moves up because when the rewards get cut in half, it means that there's less out there. And just like gold, when you don't have much of anything, people have that hoarding mentality. And so, all these things put together just kind of, and it being a hard money and everything. Yeah. So every 4 years. So what I think is going to happen this bull cycle is, I think 250 we're going to hit. Okay. So this is something I'm going to talk about that no one really talks about. You guys, I don't understand what goes on YouTube. I used to be on YouTube, and it's so weird. I work for people that have I don't even want to say the number because you're going to know who it is. At any rate, there's stuff I can't talk about in my real life. But I know I have inside tracks on some things, not necessarily like Wall Street things or anything, but I just know how some things work on the back end, I guess. And there's just a lot of how do I say this? Okay, I guess let me say it this way. Okay, I'm not political. I guess I am. Maybe everyone kind of has to be. Whatever. I don't care about your left, right, up, down. I think all of that crap is irrelevant. Just because when it comes to money funds both sides. So it's just like kind of funny when people are arguing about like the dumbest things. It's like, dude, it doesn't matter when they're in office, they're going to essentially take an extra 9% of your life from you by means of money and making you work more and making but it's okay, complain about bathrooms or some dumb shit, anyways. Sorry, I'm being dumb. But I guess what I'm saying is no one talks about this on YouTube and it doesn't make sense, but here's the problem, like the actual problem. That is, well, I guess outside of the Fed and everything we talked about before, the last 4 years is crypto's been hit hard, and there's been like funky things going on of huge companies with great products, and they couldn't get any partnerships, they couldn't get any banking deals, and they couldn't get any funding, and so they couldn't move forward with the project. And there were, the United States has gone to these like Coinbases and these other and said and warned them to list certain coins and projects, and and there's been a lot of debanking going on. And like, just the last 4 years has been weird. And so even though this 4-year cycle has been going on, Democrats hate Bitcoin. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to say these words. Democrats, I don't care if you're a Republican Democrat. It has nothing to do with Democrats being crappy and Republicans being better, or Republicans being crappy and I don't care about any of that. Okay, all that's nonsense and noise and whatever. But Democrats do not like Bitcoin. It just is what it is. And they have debanked, they have shut down, they have limited, they have not liked the advancement of crypto, and a lot of problems and a lot of movement has been slowed down the last 4 years. So, and I don't, there's a lot of reasons why it could be, you know, Bitcoin's Bitcoin. Like, it's a threat to the United States dollar. So I understand it, but we're not in that place anymore. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, he's pro-Bitcoin. He's not pro-Bitcoin. He just doesn't give a crap about Bitcoin in the sense as much as Democrats did. He's letting Ross Albright out of jail, right? The guy who created the first decentralized, not the first, but the first biggest decentralized Amazon market, right? He got put in jail because people were selling drugs, but he wasn't even doing it. He just created the website, and and people were doing stuff on his website, right? But he's getting out of jail, and he's down to have conversations about shutting down the Fed. Elon Musk is cutting expenditures. Like, all this stuff is very, very good for Bitcoin. So the last 4 years have been rough, and so this right here, like this price movement has been funky, but still it's followed the last 4 years. But it's just been a little weird. Just because, like, it's been really hard to grow in any crypto company, Bitcoin, Ethereum, any company, has been really hard to get anything done in the last 4 years. I don't blame Biden. Biden is probably a great dude. He's probably just a grandpa, right? You don't like him because he's reading words on a page that someone told him to read, and now you hate Biden, is what I think. But you know, the people controlling Biden are the people that are causing this problem, I think. So it's funny, I saw a video of Biden talking about how when he was younger, he was super young into politics, and he's like, they were like, wait until you're 40, that's when the real money comes in. It's like, dude, the president was 80. Like, anyway, but yeah, so Bitcoin always pumps. Now Bitcoin will crash again, and I see Bitcoin going down to these prices again. So we might see a 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 Bitcoin again if it goes up to 150, 200K. And dude, that would be freaking dope. And if you're like, oh no, if I had like if I made $1 million and I lost it all, that would suck. Yeah, I guess if you look at it that way. Although you didn't really lose $1 million, you invested $1 million, and you invested some money, went up to $1 million, and then went back down to what you invested in or whatever. But even if you invested right here, again, didn't matter. This sucks. But now you're good. Now we're good forever, right? Even if you invested in here, sucks. Now you're good. Now we're good, right? So anytime it hits a new all-time high, the next time it hits that same exact all-time high, that's the start of the next bull market, and then that new all-time high becomes the bottom, right? So I think we got down like 15.5. So so yeah, this 15.5 down here, like, hell yeah, you know. And if you go back, it's always the same thing. But what happens is, now 2017, if we go, we'll notice. Let's do a daily. That thing can we do? That's too much. All right, let's do monthly. Oh, that's also too much. Every 6 months. Never mind. Trying to zoom out a little bit more. Anyways, It was very quick. Let's see, Sunday the 17th, 18th. Oh yeah, these are day by day. So we were at, what is this? Pretty much 20K, a little under. And within December 17th to February 18th, in a couple months, they dropped down 50%. But during this time right here, these candles, let's see, 17th or the 22nd, 17th, 22nd, these candles right here, this is when the bull market hit crypto's huge. And it continued up until wow, that's crazy. It continued, oops. It continued up until like second week of February, which is exactly when like, and then they all stopped pumping. So yeah, pretty much we had like 3-4 weeks of, we had like 2 weeks of big pumping gains and like a month of decent gains, like 30% a day, 5%, 8%, 40%, 6, you know, like those are good gains. But it was very short. 4 years of just shiz. I hate my life. Bitcoin sucks. It's crashing. It's going to zero. It's a total scam. Everyone's lost my money. My whole family hates me. Shut up. I don't want to hear about Bitcoin anymore. And then all of a sudden, doing a little bit better. Everything's, you know. But yeah, anyways, when it comes to the altcoins, you guys, now everyone always thinks about this weird, like the price is irrelevant. No one gives a crap about the price. If you do, then you're thinking about the wrong thing. The market cap is what matters. So, you know, if I only had 2 coins, let's say I had 2 coins, right? One coin was, you know, I could trade that coin. It's worth, it's a coin that actually anyone who holds the coin owns England. So this one coin is the entire GDP of England, and I have 2 of them. So these 2 coins are now the entire GDP of England. So if the entire GDP of England was 2 coins, those each coin would be worth a shiz ton of money, right? Billions of dollars. But if I took those 2 coins and said, let's turn this into billions of coins. Well, now a coin isn't worth billions of dollars. A coin might be worth hundreds or pennies or whatever, right? So again, the coin amount like is irrelevant. What matters is like what the value of the entire thing is. And so a lot of people have weird like views on, like, for example, Dogecoin. Or actually, Shiba is a better example. Everyone's like, dude, if Shiba just hits a buck, oh bro, dude, if Shiba just hits a buck, bro, dude, that'd be so good. Sorry, I don't know why everyone's a surfer bro when I make fun of him. Here, let's see. Let's calculate this. Oops. Wait. Did I do that right? Wait, what? All right, wait, what am I doing? It's 1 penny, 10th, 100th, 1,000, million, or 100,000. Okay. 5 decimals. Oh, there it is. All right. So we take $1 and we divide that by. Wait, you don't see it. Calculator. So it would, if we took, if Shiba got to $1, it would do a 31,908 gain. The reason why, well, let me go back to the current Bitcoin price. So it would do a 31,000 gain, 908. So this Shiba coin, if this price got to $1, the entire project would have to do a 31,908 gain. So if we took that 31,908 gain and we times it by the current market cap, which is the value of Shiba, times 1. Oops, I did 8. Dang it. Dang it. 1,870,425,1934. That would mean Shiba Inu would be worth 100,000 million billion trillion. Hey, it's actually not worth more than everything on the planet. At the last time I did this math, it was worth more than everything on the entire planet. But hey, our entire planet has like doubled in debt. So hey, good news on us, right? The estimates are that our entire planet in the derivative market. Okay, you guys want to hear some facts, some words I'm putting together that are facts? They make no sense whatsoever, but are truth that I'm telling you. In the entire world, if you were to add every single thing of value up, every single thing on the entire planet, it is like hundreds of times, maybe not hundreds, maybe like 100 times less money than gambling on those things. So if you're like, what the hell is this stupid YouTuber talking about? I'll show you what this stupid YouTuber is talking about. How much money is there? And oh, Market Watch. I just saw something pop up. That's what I want. Market Watch. Heck yeah. Market Watch does these every once in a while. Every year, almost. I gotta find the right one though. I don't think this is 17. No, not that one. I said 2024, 2024. All right, whatever. I'm gonna go to 2017. This is, by the way, 2017 is before the United States increased 80% of the entire value of its, or the entire printed, in 2020-21, 80% of all the money that was printed in existence in the United States was printed during those years in the United States. So I'm showing you a graph before that took place. But I just want to show you, this is essentially all the money in the world, in a graph form to kind of show you where all the money's going. Make little calculators in the way. Yeah, stock market 73 trillion. We got narrow money, so like gold and coins, physical items, plus the debt that we have just to one another, how much real estate is worth, derivatives. So the derivative market is essentially us gambling, right? I bet that this will be this price at this point in time is derivatives, and gambling on that is $544 trillion in 2017. Isn't that nuts, you guys? You know what's always blown my mind, and I get depressed about this. So stupid. Why do I get? But the fact that like there's facts known about people about the country just screwing us over, and no one like, what are you gonna do? You read about it in the newspaper, but like even like billionaires talk about it, you know, and even like Donald Trump and Joe Biden and freaking Joe Rogan, they talk about this stuff, but nothing ever happens. And so it's like just the fact that like, wait, you're telling me that like the world is gambling on pricing items, and they are so bad at it that we are so much in debt that estimates are $500 to $100 trillion, or sorry, 500 to 1.2 quadrillion dollars, and this is 2017. So we are so bad at gambling that the world is 1.2 quadrillion in debt when we supposedly are like $200 trillion worth in value when it comes to all of the real estate and 90 and 36 when it comes to the broad money, right? I guess you can count that, but I'm not. Debt is, by the way, you guys know that owning debt is actual value. Debt is value. The more debt you own, the more you're worth. The debt. Anyways, I love saying these sentences that don't make any sense. Like, having a good credit score means you're really bad with money. But that's true. If you could pay for everything on your own, you wouldn't need a credit score. Oh, well, you need a credit score to buy your house. Well, if you knew how to manage your money really well, you could buy the house all right. Ask Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey, his daughter went to get an apartment and they said, hey, we need your parent to co-sign. And they told Dave Ramsey that, like, bro, you don't have enough money to co-sign because your credit's shit and you need to be better with your money. And Dave Ramsey said, okay, well, I'm just going to buy the apartment complex then. And he bought the entire apartment complex. I'm actually not 100% sure if that story is true, but I heard it a long time ago when I was reading his book. When I got handed his book, that was the story I heard about him. That was like, heck yeah. Anyways, Dave Ramsey used to look him up. But why was I talking about that? But yeah, 544 trillion up to 1.2 quadrillion dollars in debt. Freaking nuts. So, hey, how high could Bitcoin go? Hey, our entire world is 1.2 quadrillion dollars in debt. Yeah, I got so many text messages from people asking about Bitcoin right now. 100K, are you selling? Are you buying? Shoot, what was I just saying? How high can Bitcoin go? Yeah, Bitcoin's market cap is 2 trillion. So, hey, you guys want to know how high Bitcoin can go? And if we're at the top, here's a simple answer. All right, Bitcoin is solving a problem. What's the problem solving? It's becoming a better company than Apple. It's selling better Apple products. Wait, no, it's not doing that, is it? It's competing with Tesla. Or wait, no, it's not doing that, is it? Wait, what is it doing? It's competing with the world money. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm just being so stupid. Sorry. The only reason why I'm saying this is top valued companies in the world. Apple's worth 3.6 trillion. So I guess let me ask you this question. Do you think solving a problem where every single person in the entire world now has every single right that every single person in the entire world has when it comes to banking, whether you're a billionaire, whether you're Elon Musk, whether you're Donald Trump, whether you're someone living in a shack in Africa or whatever the case, it doesn't matter. Every single person now has the ability to do banking. Stupid camera going off. Jerk face. Now has the ability to have all of the same banking features and abilities. All they need is the internet. So that is the solution. The biggest problem exists in humanity when it comes to like religion, politics, countries, wars, all this sort of stuff. All of it, I think, derives from money. It's all money. Money and power, right? But power is money. Money trumps power. Because if you had the money, you could beat the power. Unless the power is, I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, oh shoot, did that black out? Why did my screen do this? Oh shoot. Sorry, I'm streaming on a bunch of platforms right now. Hold on, let me move this. Sorry, well, I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, for the most case, even like back in Roman days, right? The people who had the most money, they are the ones that controlled the power. Now, the only times that ever changes, and it's always temporary too, are things where dictatorships, right? So like China, even right now, Russia actually. You see Putin, he's taking over billionaires and stuff like that. China, oh yeah, China as well is doing it right now, right? Alibaba, right? He just like disappeared. Now he's no longer the richest person in the world, and weird stuff is going on. Anyways, whatever. But yeah. So is Bitcoin changing? Is Bitcoin at its $2 trillion worth? It's essentially allowing every single person on the planet be able to have a Swiss bank account in their pocket, be able to trade, transact, open on a free marketplace without any repercussions or compromised bank accounts from governments or any nefarious hackers or anything being able to hack their money and take it and steal it and whatever the case. All the problems of digital money, digital assets are solved when it comes to security with Bitcoin, as well as the security when it comes to a money staying a money and not a currency and increasing in value. I'm not saying this very well, but yeah, it's worth $2 trillion. So is that worth more than Apple? Well, if it is, then you just answered your question of how high can Bitcoin go, because it could at least go to 200K, because at a $4 trillion market cap, that only puts Bitcoin higher than Apple. It's not even bigger than Apple and Nvidia. So if Bitcoin was as big as Apple and Nvidia, which Nvidia is going to be number one, by the way, is going to be the biggest company in the world. Man, two things there's a talent that I have, and I know I have it, and I can be cocky and arrogant about it because it's happened a lot. But I'm too dumb to take advantage of the super freaking skill that I have. And I somehow I have the ability, and okay, I'm obsessed with tech. I don't know what it is. I love it. Everything about it. When it comes to AI, ask me anything about AI. I know it. Show me anything that's ever been created by AI. I can make a better video of it. Better version, better this, that song, whatever the case. I've spent thousands of dollars on AI products. That's what I do full time actually right now. So I create AI videos and images, graphics, voices, all sorts of stuff for companies. But at any rate, all that aside, all I'm saying is I'm obsessed with tech, and because of that, I find myself just learning. I just know what's going on, and so when I learned about Bitcoin, that was when I obsessed over NVIDIA, and I just knew NVIDIA with their hyper focused GPUs that focused on single problems. And left everything else out, like CPUs. If you in your computer, there's a GPU and a CPU. People think of a CPU like running the computer, and a GPU is just for video games and running graphics on the computer. Yes, that's true, because the GPU is only made to run graphics, but that GPU can only be made to do other things as well. And so people who mine Bitcoin, they use these things called ASIC miners. And if you look, it's essentially meaning that it's an application specific integrated circuit. It's a application that's essentially created to do one thing, and it does that one thing very well because all of its computing power is put to it. But anyways, yeah, I was obsessed with Tesla back in 2013. Was obsessed with NVIDIA back in 2015, Bitcoin 16. I have this like skill of finding. I wish I was early. Actually, I was earlier with Bitcoin, but my friends explained it to me wrong. Like literally, like 12 times I heard about Bitcoin before 2016. And none of it was shown to me as what it was. It was like people telling me, oh, it's just made to gamble with. Oh, it's just made to scrape pennies off the internet. Oh, it's just made to... And then all of a sudden, Andreas Antonopoulos told me what it was. And I was like, I want my entire life to be about this. How do I do this? But anyways, yeah, NVIDIA, you guys. NVIDIA. SpaceX when they... Anyways. So yeah, Bitcoin's my blue chip stock. Ethereum. Oh shoot, 3 hours, of course. Ethereum. Okay, when I blue chip stocks, I guess I would call them. I would say there's 3 in that category for me. Was only 2, although that little piece of I wouldn't say Shiba. That little piece of Shiba, Dogecoin. I think just solidified its position as the number 3 blue chip ultimate meme coin, with Elon Musk taking over as the Department of Government Expenses, DOGE, Doge. That's so freaking dope. But yeah. So Bitcoin is the money. Okay, let me explain to you what these projects are too, because like they do different things. Obviously, a lot of people think they're kind of the same things, trying to take over one another, which some of them are. But anyways, Bitcoin's money. Any other project trying to become money is not going to win unless it's a privacy money, like Monero, XR. Let's see, Monero, XRM is Render. That's funny. Why did it pull up Render? I don't know why it just pulled up Render, but Render's a dope token. Render actually allows you to... this would actually be a project that would be good to invest in. Because Render... I actually use Render, and I've used Render for years. Render allows you to use your GPU or your GPU and CPU, and allows you to use your computing power when you're not using it to help render AI or videos or whatever the case. I don't know if anybody ever had a PlayStation back in the day, but the PlayStation 3 too, you used to be able to... It was so cool. You used to be able to use your PlayStation GPU or whatever to a university, and it would use it to help run algorithms so it could help cure cancer or something like that. It was like so weird. Like, but your PlayStation would run, it would have the screen on, and it would like tell you like the cycles it's going. And but yeah, Render does that. So you can lend your computer, and anyone who's watching this too doesn't even learn about crypto. Go to Render, and you can lend your GPU, your computer, to do work while you're sleeping, just like mining crypto, but it's helping render videos and AI. So all the stuff that the NVIDIA is doing, this that's making them bad A, Render is the one that's facilitating the like random people. Like it's like you can invest in them as well and say like, hey, I want to give you $1,000, and you can use that $1,000 to buy GPUs, so you can render things more, and I'll take a percentage of it. So there's a lot of things you can do with Render, but I really like this company. I don't know why I randomly clicked this number 37 token, but again, every time I look at a project, I love looking at the market cap, because what can 5 billion do when Bitcoin's at 2 trillion, right? Now, whenever I think about that sort of stuff, I think about, okay, well, Render is a platform that is using GPUs and CPUs to help render video and 3D graphics and whatnot. So what other companies doing that out there? How big is the market? And how much share does Render have? Because like, let's say that, the market that they have right is huge. I mean, rendering GPUs is a thing that is making NVIDIA number 1. This is so funny. I just randomly, I don't know how I even got to this page, but when looking at a project, this is the stuff I look for. But Render's one of those perfect opportunities because of the low market cap and the solution that it's solving. But the market cap's it's number 37 token. It's only at $5 billion. So and the solution it's solving is essentially making NVIDIA is going to make NVIDIA the largest and most wealthy company in the world, and probably make the so if you listen, if you like watch any of NVIDIA, NVIDIA's been going around the world, and the CEO has been talking about future of AI and stuff. And essentially, let me tell you how great NVIDIA is, and this also will tell you how great investing in a company who renders video, and the number one video rendering company out there is NVIDIA, and you'll be rendering video you'll be in that NVIDIA rendering group with this project essentially. But yeah, so yeah, Render's good. Render's a good project. It's only at 5 billion. With all the AI stuff that's going on, it's like NVIDIA was already kicking butt in the crypto days because they were able to take their graphic cards and say, hey, I want you to specifically like do this algorithm and process transactions and mine crypto essentially. And now they're, hey, do this one algorithm and go through these LLMs and these large language models, AI and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's like, how high could it go? Well, NVIDIA is $3.5 trillion, and this is one of the largest companies that's helping render these videos off source. In fact, when I was rendering video, I was rendering with Render back in the day. I was rendering video with George Lucas. Like it would actually tell you you were working on Star Wars movies and like Lucas Labs and the Skywalker Ranch. Like it would tell you like who's rendering and stuff like that. It's so freaking cool. Sorry, I'm such a freaking nerd. Look at me talking about freaking 10 minutes of rendering GPUs, nerding out about it. You know what the problem is being in crypto? Is anyone actually in crypto? Or you guys all knew. The problem with being obsessed with technology and being a nerd is like no one does that in real life. I don't know. I literally don't know anyone in real life that I met people that like crypto, but they actually don't like crypto. What they want to do is become millionaires, but they don't actually like understand. Anyways, hey Skylar, oh, what's up? Oh my gosh, yeah, what's up, Isabel? That's funny. XRP. Okay, yeah, let's get down to that one. So yeah, Bitcoin's number one for sure when it comes to money. Ethereum, I would say number one, probably is going to stay number one when it comes to decentralized internet, I guess you could say. Okay, programmable money. So Bitcoin can be programmable as well, but Bitcoin can do 15 transactions ish per second. Actually, I'm being very generous. It can do probably 8 transactions per second, which is not good. So Bitcoin can do 8 transactions per second. Well, what happens when 30,000 people want to do a transaction right now? Crap. 30,000 divided by 8. What is that? Right? That's how long it's going to take, and it's going to cost a shiz ton of money. So Bitcoin does not work right now. Oh, sorry. It works right now with duct tape. It's putting around. It doesn't work very well, but it does work. And that's why Bitcoin's badass. But you guys, people who are thinking about buy, sell, when should I buy, when should I sell, is Bitcoin hit its top or anything? Bitcoin doesn't even work right now. It doesn't even work. You can't use Bitcoin nationwide. You cannot use it worldwide. It just won't work. You're going to be the slowest, crappiest network. No one's going to buy anything. Everyone's going to die because it's going to take you like 4 months to buy your groceries, and you'll just be standing there, right? But that's literally what's going to happen. So until Bitcoin increases its transactions per second, you can't use Bitcoin worldwide. So guys, there's the reason why Bitcoin was created, the decentralization and anyone being able to use it, boom. The other part of it actually working hasn't even taken place yet. So yeah, dude, we're so far in our beginning, and I'm sorry, some of you are going to invest $1,000 and you're going to lose 800 of it because you bought at the top, and we could be at the top. Top could be 105K. Who knows? But I do think it's whatever it goes down to, what, 60K. It'll go back up. It'll hit its all-time high. We'll never see it again. Or when we do see it again, it'll be at the bottom of the next cycle, and you're going to want to invest all the freaking money you can in it. But yeah, we have so. In fact, Bitcoin's algorithm has 150 years to go. So 4 year, 150 divided by 4. That's how many bull cycles we have to invest in. A lot of people were bummed out. Oh my gosh, I bought Bitcoin at 19K. What an idiot I was. What a moron. I just lost everything. Stupid. Well, if you held on to that, you wouldn't be so stupid now, right? Although you'd be matching pace with the S&P 500, which isn't like super great, I guess. But still, buying at the top isn't that bad. Tether, no one gives a crap about Tether. Tether is just the dollar. It's a dollar-backed currency. So 1 Tether means $1. This market cap gets humongo in bear markets, and we are in a bull market. So normally people sell all their freaking Tether into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that sort of stuff, and this drops down in rank, and then it climbs back up during bear markets. But it's been up here this entire market, so it hasn't even left it up here. It hasn't even left the top this bull market yet, so we're not even really there yet. I feel like XRP, Isabel, for you. XRP is replacing Swift. It's solving the problem. It's solving a problem that Swift banking is currently doing. So if you don't know what Swift is, if you ever do international banking, you're gonna get a Swift number. My stupid camera. Why do you keep falling up? Sorry, I think I need to change my setting on this. And get my camera stand working. Anyways, sorry. XRP is replacing Swift. So if you ever do banking internationally, you're going to get a Swift number, and essentially okay, I want to send $20 million to some bank in Africa or something like that, or I don't know that bank in Africa and I don't know what's going on down there. But Swift is a company that has gone to all these banks and they're partners with them. So I give my money to this bank, but I don't know who that bank is. So Swift says, yeah, we'll take it. We know that bank. So don't worry, we'll get it. We'll take the money for you, and then we're going to give our money to the bank. That way it doesn't take forever. It'll be quicker. And so that's what Swift is there for. It's to be the intermediary. And it's the largest. Who competes with Swift? Ripple. MoneyGram. Dude, if MoneyGram is their number one freaking competitor, then that's sad. Then Ripple is a hell of an investment. But yeah, all of these guys, but literally, has anyone heard of these? I've heard 2 of these. So you've never heard of these, that's great, whatever. And Swift is one of the, let's see, how much money does Swift transfer daily? Oh my gosh, I'm not even spelling any of this right. Trillions of dollars in money per day. So in 2022, recorded an average of $44.8 million financial messages per day. 6%. Okay. So 44.8 million, but trillions. Wait, what? Swift trillions a day, but 41.8 million messages. Oh shiz. So they send 44.8 million transfers of money, which ends up being trillions of dollars. So yeah, a lot, more than I thought, way more than I thought. So this is what Ripple is fixing. So instead of paying Swift and using Swift, how much is Swift worth? So Swift is worth 1.6 billion. Swift, I'm actually surprised it's not worth why is it only 1 point? Oh, Taylor Swift is worth 1.6. Damn, dude, go for her. Swift banking is irrelevant, but Taylor Swift is worth $1.8 million again, just to let you know. Whatever. Anyways, they're worth a lot. But obviously trillions of dollars a day. All those transfers cost money, right? If you ever send MoneyGram, that was the second thing it said for a competition. If you ever send MoneyGrams, like send $100, costs you $20 to send $100. So that's the problem the XRP is fixing. Now, I also like XRP. Okay, technically, I'm all Bitcoin, by the way. I don't really give a crap about any of these projects except for Bitcoin. I am invested in a lot of these projects, but when it comes to my emotional investment, I really only give a crap about Bitcoin. All these other ones are like cool companies fixing problems, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes I'm a, what do you call it, a Bitcoin extremist? I don't know, that's the wrong word, but yeah, there's, once you get heavy into crypto, people just talk trash on a lot of these projects. XRP is one of those ones they talk trash on, and the reason why is because it's helping. It's putting a band-aid on the financial system, where Bitcoin is like, dude, screw the financial system. It sucks. Like, why are you trying to fix it? Let's just get rid of it. And Swift is like, okay, guy who just wants to cancel everything. You can't just like defund the police, right? You gotta like get plans together. You gotta figure stuff out, right? I'm like talking to them like they're brothers. But XRP is they're fixing the banking problem when it comes to transferring money. So instead of it taking 2 or 3 days, it'll be instantaneous. And Ripple will be able to manage it for you. Now, the nice thing about that is Ripple also, which means if you are transferring trillions of dollars a day, just like the United States dollar being the world reserve currency in all the countries, and you need to have tons of United States dollar in their reserves, tons of banks are going to need to have XRP in their reserves in order to do those trillions of dollars of transfers. It doesn't mean that they, every bank wants just trillions of dollars or hundreds of billions of dollars of XRP, but they just have to have it in order to facilitate transfers. So, and I also like XRP in the sense that Brad Garlinghouse. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I've said these names. Brad Garlinghouse. Yeah. He is the CEO of Ripples. He also ran AOL back in the day as well. So back when AOL did its heydays, back when like everyone had like 6 million of those free AOL CDs, right? That was his doing, the bastard. But he made AOL a thing. And so it has a good owner. It's fixing a big problem. And yeah, XRP is one of those ones I don't see going anywhere that soon, Should I just go down every single one and just tell you what every single project is in the top 100? I love talking shit on coins. I don't know what it is. The internet messed me up. I got off Facebook, you guys, for like 10-15 years, and I started getting back on. By the way, I'm a cartoon character online. I'm a nobody. I'm a freaking, I don't like hang out with my friends on Twitter. Like, it's me and the giraffe and the guy who's Bob Marley writing a gorilla eating cheeseburgers. It's the dude with the hippo icon or whatever the case. But when I get online with Facebook recently with my family, I don't like read. I just like see posts and I just reply or whatever, and I'm like, oh shoot, that was a family member. But dude, the internet, crypto has got me, my inner troll just like released. But anyways, we can have some fun talking trash on projects later. But Solana, I say that because Solana's the first one I want to talk trash on. A lot of people like Solana. Solana might do good. Whatever. I don't care. It's not fixing a problem. It's not intuitive. It's not decentralized. It's not doing anything that Ethereum isn't doing. I kind of don't get it. It's trying to be Ethereum, but it's just fixing problems a different way. Like a diesel engine versus a gas engine. It's like, that's not a good analogy. Like a train versus a boat. No, that's not a good analogy. I don't know. I don't know the analogy, but it's just really weird that a lot of people are obsessed with Solana for the decentralized nature. It's like, dude, if you want another centralized, it's like Ethereum is already centralized, and you want another one, great. You got Solana, great. Now you have two centralized internet of. But yeah, Solana is trying to be Ethereum. They're trying to be the new Ethereum, and they're essentially trying to decentralize the internet, IoT of things. So like, your refrigerator buys milk because it's out of, milk, and automatically it's sent to you, and all that sort of stuff. Like that type of environment could be built on the Solana platform is what they're trying to do. Build a website attached to it. It's attached to your wallet. It's attached to the wallet of the, whatever. And so they're trying to create that same ecosystem. I don't like any coin who's competing with Ethereum, to be honest. Ethereum is going to be it, and whatever. Hey, okay, let me put it this way. For these Solana bros out there, okay? If your project is so great, why aren't people building on it? Oh, there are people building on it. Have you seen our dozen projects? Okay, well, I guess all I'm saying is there's like 20 to 50 times more people. I haven't looked in like 6 months or a year, so maybe there's more. I'm just saying there's way more people building on Ethereum than you. So why is it that the people developing don't care about your project? Oh, there are a lot of people that care about our project. Oh, have you seen about our... Well, yeah, I did see those projects, and I did see that you're paying a lot of people to come work on your platform. So, like, why aren't they just going? Anyways, sorry, I'm talking trash again. Oh, I can't wait until we get to Bitcoin Cash. Just kidding. BNB, it's a platform token. It's Binance. So I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Binance. Okay. These tokens, platform tokens, they're not bad, but they're like a who cares. They're not really solving a problem. But hey, if you own a bunch of BNB tokens and you hold them, stake them, essentially get derivatives if they were stocks, right? Same sort of thing. Then BNB gives you rewards, like you can vote on tokens being launched. You can submit some of your BNB tokens to stake for rewards for other tokens being launched. You can get into these like gambling pools. So all of these like, Coinbase and Kraken and KuCoin and all these like exchanges that are selling and buying crypto, they all have their own token, and I'll show you some as we go down. So is it something you should buy? I don't know. I mean, if it's something that if you're going to be invested in the Binance platform and you like to do stuff on the platform with their tokens and whatnot, then yeah, it might be great. Or it might be great to just stake a token coin like a Binance or something like that, just because I don't know those the exchange tokens for the very large exchanges. I don't know. They tend not to go down as much as other tokens, but some of them are scams. I don't know. Binance might be one of the safer ones. I don't know. I have enough tokens to do my gambling or my my reward, my chance to get a reward or whatever the legal term is that Binance can use. But yeah, I don't really use it. Dogecoin, the ultimate meme coin. I'm officially putting this stupid meme coin in my blue chip stocks, and it has nothing to do with the fact that this is a good project. It has only to do with the fact that it has a bomb ass community. in case you guys don't know, freaking. Wow, the name I slipped on. Brett. Jackson Palmer. Jeez, that was weird. So, Jackson Palmer essentially created Dogecoin. Okay, let me tell you the story of Dogecoin. If you guys don't know this, it's weird that some people actually don't. Most people don't know this. So back in 2012 and 13, a lot of like these altcoins started popping up everywhere, and altcoins were a new thing. You know, name coin and these weird like ripoffs of Bitcoin, right? And so so Jackson Palmer was like in the community. He's just like talking trash, and he's like, dude, he's like, let's just create a copy and paste of Bitcoin, and since everyone else is doing it and they're becoming rich, let's just create a copy and paste and be rich ourselves. And he literally created Dogecoin in like 15 minutes, and then it launched, and now Dogecoin is what it is. So it was the original meme coin, and it was to make fun of all the other projects that are coming out on the crypto landscape. They're doing a new and improved thing, because technically when it comes down to it, look, if Bitcoin could do, let's just go crazy, and let's say it can do trillions of transactions per second, then game over for every single crypto project out there, because everything can now be done on Bitcoin. Another version of you. Nice try, Diddy. What have you? And what's up, John? What up, John? Oh yeah, Instagram. I got my snippety. Hey, what's up, Justin? Jessica. Wow, there's a girl here? That's weird. Girls like crypto? That was mean of me to say. I guess I'm just saying it's like 98% to boy ratio. Stop glitching out. Be nice to me, monitor. I'm trying to pull this over. And yes, yeah, I'll talk about that actually in a sec. It's actually coming up. What just happened? So yeah, Solana making Dogecoin, yeah. So yeah, now Dogecoin is interesting because it's a copy and paste of Bitcoin, and yeah, since it's a copy and paste of Bitcoin, it runs by the same rules. So the more people that use it, the stronger it becomes. The more people that are running the nodes and or on the network, are able to make sure that it's secure. And now with Elon Musk supporting it, more and more people are using it. So and it doesn't matter if there's a bunch of intuitive, Bitcoin's open source, so they can always just copy and paste Bitcoin, and now you're going to have a Bitcoin network and a Dogecoin network. It's exactly the same. They're just two different networks. Now Dogecoin has made different changes since it left the Bitcoin network. It actually did a lot of really cool things. It did these like random reward things where it didn't you were just lucky. You could have one miner or like 600 miners, and you just might get a Bitcoin. How much effort you put in didn't actually matter on you getting the rewards from the coin. And so they did a lot of these like funny things where like you could invest tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you'll just lose money, where people who invest like $5 would make like $1 million. And they were just trying to do anything that would just like troll on everything. But yeah, it's kind of long ways. Cardano is a piece of crap project from somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I actually have some Cardano, to be honest. It's just like sitting in a wallet. I'm too lazy to pull it out. I mean, it's worth pretty good now, actually, but it's created by a guy who's not a coder. Okay, there's a team in the very beginning who created Ethereum, who also was Vitalik Buterin was one of the main coders, and he's now the pretty much the guy from Ethereum. But also you had a couple of other people like oh my gosh, why am I blanking on these names? Hop freaking ancient urban and Hodgkins Hodgkin. There we go. Charles Hodgkins. So Charles Hodgkins. He was involved, but he wasn't a coder. He was like kind of in there. He was like a business guy a little bit, but yeah. He left Ethereum to create his own Ethereum competitor, and dude, they make so many claims, but they don't even have any projects that work. Like, they claim they can do millions of transactions. They make all sorts of claims, but like, I don't even think the project's even working still. They claimed it like they launched it like 4 years ago. Oh, we're in testing. Oh, we're in uber testing. Oh, the testing is now in phase 2 testing, which is actually alpha testing. Now we're in alpha phase 2 ultimate testing. Oh, gross. Ew, gross. Oh, their website sucks. Now it looks like a corporate. All right, is it whatever, I don't want to get into it. Who cares? And by the way, again, are we even matured in a market in crypto? Well, this project is probably, I think it's bullcrap and gonna disappear hopefully soon. Who gives a crap? Why is number 6 a platform token for a company that doesn't even allow the United States to trade in? Like, why is a dollar peg the number 3? Anyways. Then we got another dollar peg USDC. So these dollar peg currencies, by the way, are nice, because if you're like if Bitcoin's falling, you can now take your Bitcoin, invest it into Tether, and now you're still in the crypto market, and you're probably making money off of loaning your Tether or something like that on some exchange or some platform somewhere. But it allows you to not have to like send it back to your bank. And then do other things with it as well when it comes to staking, and you can actually stake and hold other tokens long term, and anyways, a whole lot of things. But yeah, liquid stake Ether, same thing. Tron's a number 11 token, so Tron is another BS token trying to be Ethereum. In fact, Justin Sun, the creator of Tron, by the way, I held Tron from that was the one that made me a bunch of money. I invested a ton at 2 cents and sold a ton at 24 cents. I think I made like 20 or 30 grand. I made a ton of money off of this stupid thing back in 2017. But Justin Sun, who's he talking to?
Buy my shitcoin.
Shitcoin. Why is it shitcoin? But still more legit than Ethereum. I don't know why.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah.
Is Tron a valid coin or a shitcoin?
Shitcoin.
Why is it a shitcoin?
But still more legit than Ethereum. I don't know why.
But it's a shitcoin.
I agree.
Buy his shitcoin.
Buy his shitcoin.
Buy it immediately.
Yeah, buy his shitcoin.
Buy
Why should I buy that shitcoin?
because it is Ethereum killer.
Now everyone makes jokes once in a while and obvious.
Anyway, kind of funny. But yeah, they haven't really been doing anything for the last 5-6 years. They're just kind of floating like everyone else has, and yeah, doing some stuff here and there, but nothing too crazy. No innovation, no nothing yet. Look at them. Look at that. Look at number 11. Dude, I've been streaming for like 4 hours now, and it's one. Oh shoot, it's one. Let me go through a couple of these. Shiba is kind of a ripoff of Dogecoin, although Shiba there's like $1 billion of Shiba given to Vitalik Buterin, and he gave it all away to charity, which is crazy. But I would say if there's number 2 altcoin, it'd be Shiba. But I'll also, as we go down, you guys need to look at these market caps. It's like how far can these grow? Well, this is at $18 billion. So how far can an $18 billion market cap grow when the coin it's competing against is at 64? Well, how high can Dogecoin at $64 billion grow when it's competing against a $2 trillion? So when you're looking at a project, I like to say, okay, what is it competing against, sort of thing. Chainlink is a project that actually I normally wear my Chainlink hat. It fits me good. But Chainlink has been building, growing. They're connecting a bunch of platforms, softwares, integrations, all sorts of stuff together. And it's just getting bigger, faster, all that sort of stuff. Chainlink was one of the top 10, 5, I don't know, it was up there. So I'm surprised to see it down here. This would be another one to get to invest in. Stellar is a XRP. It's just done by somebody else and decentralized, so it's like the decentralized version of XRP. This is like the product that wasn't marketed and the product that was marketed, right? Like kind of the difference. But also when we look at these, look at like the all-time high that it was at before, because for example, Chainlink is a great project. Its all-time high was last at like $50 and it's at 24. So dude, if it just hits its all-time high when it was at its last bull market 4 years ago, then it's going to do 100% gain. So it's like, do I think Chainlink, the project that has been growing, doing better, making more connections, every single aspect essentially has been doing better except for the price point, do I think Chainlink is going to go from 24 to its all-time high of 50? So when I'm looking at prices, when I'm looking at coins, and when I'm looking at should I invest, should I not invest, whatever, I mean, as well as looking at the project and who's running it and their timeline and white paper and solution and problem they're solving and all that. Speaking of pumping, is look at the freaking market cap, and does it have room to grow, and look at its all-time high before, has it hit it before? Because if it shouldn't just hit its all-time high before, when it hits its all-time high before, it should find a new all-time high. So why can't it hit 50 and then its new all-time high be 100, 150, right? And so yeah, Polkadot, Gavin. I feel like I'm testing myself, to be honest. I'm like, I wonder how many names I can remember off the top of my head. Wood. Gavin Wood, Charles Hoskins, and Gavin Wood, Charles Hoskins, Vitalik Buterin, Hey, even actually, and Fabian Bogosteller, right? All those people were in the Ethereum days, and they all kind of separated. So Charles Hodgkins made Cardano to compete with Ethereum. Gavin Wood left to create Polkadot to essentially create a project that will connect all of the chains together. So not just like connecting platforms with software, with payment systems and stuff like that, but actually connecting all of the crypto platforms together, at least the ones that end up making it big. Because like right now, kind of look at it like I have a Gmail account and you have a Yahoo account, and I cannot send you email because my Gmail is not compatible with your Yahoo. So Polkadot is creating a system to where anybody who has any email can email anybody, because email is generic and the same for everybody. And, you know, so it's trying to create these like standards to connect everybody to it. But it is different. It's difficult because all these companies are trying to create their own standards, their own way, you know. But, yeah. A lot of these wrapped ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, these are just, this is Bitcoin. So people will take their Ethereum or their Bitcoin, and then they'll say, hey, I want to use an Ethereum tool, but I don't want to sell my Bitcoin. So I'm going to take my one Bitcoin and give it to you. Now you give me $102,000 because that's how much my Bitcoin's worth. And I'm going to use that value of Ethereum to do what I want to do. So a lot of people will use other assets, hold them, wrap them so they can work on other chains and stuff. Sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like, dude, if I was talking to my aunt and uncle or, you know, someone, a lot of people, everything I'm saying is going over their head. It's like, it's confusing. It's hard to know a generic place to talk when it comes to stuff. Bitcoin Cash was created by some sociopath who has been trying to convince everybody that he is the creator of Bitcoin, but his name is Craig Wrong and he's a moron. That's cool. The Wikipedia tries to be political. Craig Wright's an Australian computer scientist. He publicly claimed that he was the main part of the team that created Bitcoin and the identity behind Satoshi Nakamoto. These claims are generally regarded as false. Anyways, yeah, he's people have called him not Satoshi and he sued him, but he's been taken to court and you know, proven that he's not Satoshi, and he can't come with any evidence showing that he created Bitcoin. He was just there in the early days, but this is his token. So he created this, and then Charlie, and then why am I blanking on this? Roger Ver, come on. Oh, it's Roger Ver. I just said the name. That was so funny. Roger Ver owns Bitcoin Cash. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Roger Ver owns Bitcoin Cash. Okay. So there's Bitcoin. And then Roger Ver and you know, fake Satoshi separated to create Bitcoin Cash, and then Roger Ver and fake Satoshi, Craig Wrong, got into an argument, and then Craig Wrong created BSV 94. As you see, it's not doing well. 1.7 billion. Anyways, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, that's what that is. Oh, I look Litecoin. I like Uniswap. Uniswap is nice. It's a decentralized exchange. A lot of the tokens that you get that are going to 100x, 50x, 20x are going to be used on Uniswap. Dude, Uniswap was awesome. Anyone who here's how freaking cool Uniswap was. I mean, just imagine this. All right. Anybody who created a wallet and made one single trade got, how much was it? Camera, you jerk. I think it's 100. Oh, 400. Camera. Oh, you overheating? My camera's been on for 4 hours and it's like, dude, slow your roll for a second. I need to take a nap. All right, well, that's not down. But dude, 400 is what they gave. Isn't that crazy? So anybody who used a wallet, they got 400 of these freaking tokens. And if you used 5 different wallets, then you made 5 times the amount of money. Isn't that crazy? There were people that woke up and they were like, dude, I just made 70 grand and didn't do anything. I just woke up. I made like $13 worth of trades on 6 accounts and now I have 70 grand. Anyways, Uniswap was the freaking OG for doing that. And I was called an airdrop. They were one of the first ones to do these airdrops. Anyways, I can go on this forever, you guys, but dude, I guess when it comes down to it, I heard it can grow to a market cap of like 200 billion. Wait, which one are you talking about? I've been talking about a lot of tokens. But 200 billion is not a big market cap. Like, I know it's a big market cap when it comes to this, but when you look at like the like here's the way I look at it. The internet was thought of 30s, 40s, started working on it the 50s, 60s, 70s, started perfecting it the 80s, 90s, and it became mainstream after that. Crypto was first thought of the 80s, 70s, 80s, 70s, whatever. It was first tested, the technology with like Nick Zabos of BitGold and stuff in the early 90s. And it finally launched in 2009 to be able to be used in the first time, kind of like the internet in the 80s, right? Or in the like late or 70s, actually, I don't know. And then 30 years is, the adoption it took for computers is from 2009 to, now we got 30 years as well. So before the full adoption of Bitcoin, if we do the same, speed as the internet. So, are we close to being at the top? Are we fully, whatever. Yeah, percentages. That's what I wanted. I really wanted you to give me a percentage. When I ask you what's the value of the top 10 companies, I'd love it if you just say like 4%. Monies. 7%, dude. Learn how to like read. Learn how to understand my dumb writing. Don't worry, scribes can help me. That's what my AI called itself. So yeah, this is the top 20 companies of value of the S&P 500. So can whatever company hit 200 billion? Well, like we're not even at 200 billion, doesn't even hit the top 200. And so I think we're in the late 80s when it comes to Bitcoin, if I were to compare it to the 80s, the internet. I think, look, just like the 80s, the internet's not working. The internet is just like a fad. It's just like this cool thing that it works. It sucks. It's like this over expensive, heavy, overheated, can't do anything device, but it works. And the fact that it works is freaking cool. And let's see what else we can do with this. I think that's what crypto and Bitcoin is right now. It sucks. It's broken. You can't use it. It's nothing. When people are like, dude, I mean, if you're new to crypto, let me just tell you this. Not a single project's being used anywhere on a mass scale. Not a single one. Not a one. 0 projects are being used. How many projects are there? Hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands of projects. How many have crashed and gone to 0? Hundreds of thousands of projects. It's just the truth. It just is what it is. So the cool thing is when crypto starts working, hell yeah, it's going to pump. Oh, Chainlink, 200 billion? Yeah, dude. No doubt. Chainlink is solving a problem. Let me just see this top 20. It's funny. It's solving a problem that's not even in the top 20. I was thinking I would be able to find a company that's kind of solving a similar problem. It's solving a problem. Chainlink is solving a problem that no one really has solved yet, and no one's been able to solve, and no one can really solve. But it's also connecting connecting everything with crypto as well. It's kind of like the Polkadot, but the amount of transactions it can do, the amount of and the security that it already has in place right now currently, Chainlink is very close to actually being one of those working projects, because Chainlink doesn't need like hundreds of thousands of transactions like Ethereum would or Bitcoin would. And in fact, XRP actually doesn't. XRP doesn't need a ton of transactions because XRP is used to transfer trillions of dollars worth of money, but it's not used by everybody in the world. It's used by banks. So it just needs to make sure. I mean, it was like 40 million is what Swift is. Well, how many seconds are in a day, right? Did I close out the calculator? Anyways, so how much better does it need to get to that Swift level? And currently XRP is not like Bitcoin. XRP can do hella transactions because it's centralized. The only reason why Bitcoin can't do a ton of transactions is because Bitcoin is decentralized. Ethereum can do a ton of transactions now that it's centralized. They call it decentralized, but that word is, it's like when someone uses the word road, they're like, let me show you this road, and they keep showing you like a shoe. It's like, bro, like, it's not a road. like the same thing, dude. Anyways, but yeah, dude, I think crypto has a minute to go. And also, okay, I guess let's gamble, but let's gamble safe, right? If you're gonna do something stupid, be smart about it, or whatever. Do those sentences make sense? But I would say the number 2 crypto out there is Ethereum, and Ethereum has not even hit its all-time high yet. So if the number 2 project hasn't even hit its all-time high yet, is it going to crash before it hit its all-time high? And if so, then does that mean that the number 2 project in crypto isn't actually that good, or isn't actually worth anything? And if the number 2 project isn't, I don't know. Which a lot of people do argue that Ethereum's only number 2 because it's the largest, been there first, and that's why the most developers are on it. People have been using it the most and stuff like that. But hey, same thing with the internet. The internet could have been done a lot better, and could have been coded a lot better, and could have been connected a lot easier. But once people start using something and enough coders get on it, it becomes a thing, right? Kind of like Java, a lot of what happened with JavaScript. But same thing happens with Ethereum. It's all-time high, crashes. And then once it hits its all-time high again, it pumps up, right? Finds this new all-time high, and then it crashes, and then it doesn't pump again until it finds its new all-time high, and then it crashes, and then it doesn't pump until it finds its new all-time high. Oh, but we're not there yet. So yeah, and this entire bull market, for those of you who have not seen, this is my third cycle I've been invested in, I guess. This happens every single time. Bitcoin pumps, and it gets to a point. In fact, we can look at the exact days, because you can actually see it happening. Let's see. What's the easiest way to do this? All right, let's go to Ethereum. So look, Ethereum is at like 400. It's pumping like 400, right? But not really. And like December 8th, 15th, something like that, whatever, it starts pumping up. So look, again, let's see, like December like 12th, 13th, 14th, December 12th is right here. 12th, 13th, 14th. So literally the days, this is when Bitcoin's hitting its peak before it starts crashing. And in those days, you see Ethereum pump. This happens with all the altcoins as well. So if you go to any of the altcoins, go to Tron, go back to 2020 or 17, I mean, back when it was invented. .002, and all of a sudden, look at that, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. This is that same time frame right here. It starts pumping, and it goes way up the end of December, which is right here. So again, I just picked a random alt. Ethereum, you want to do another one? Let's do a Chainlink. Where the Filecoin? Holy shit, dude! Filecoin's still a thing? You guys want to know how Filecoin is? Oh, it's a new Filecoin. Oh, that sucks. Dude, this coin is old as shiz. The original Filecoin. Alright, where did Chainlink? Alright, old cycle. Oh wait. I got started right after the last bull run. Oh no, that didn't start. Let's see, what was it around in 2017? Solana wasn't here. Doge. Look at Doge. Doge is a meme coin. Doesn't really not really the same thing, but let's just see what happened. Dogecoin doesn't need alt, doesn't need markets to pump. So yeah, let's see. It started going up in November. I guess the pumps are happening right here. 12th, 13th, 14th, 12th to the 20th, right here. Again, even Dogecoin during that. This is during that time where the all-time high of Bitcoin happened and it started going down. So, anyways, it doesn't matter what coin you go, it's exactly the same, and because it's built that way. So, yeah. So what's going to happen this cycle? I don't know, but I would say we're at the point now where Bitcoin's hitting a new all-time high every single day. After hitting 100K, it's now at that point where, like, that was the price. Although, actually, as soon as Trump was elected, actually, I knew it was going to be more than 200, just because of the fact that nothing to do with politics, just the fact that Trump is very pro-Bitcoin. It pumped right after he was elected, and he's not even get put into office until February. And so normally things get priced in before things like that happen, but we're a long ways from February. And so I would say the gambler addict in me wants to say, we have until that February. Because once Trump's in office, he's making the changes. So right now we're gambling on those changes that he's going to be making. And so they call that, like, pricing it in. Kind of like in 4 years when the next halving happens, a lot of people invest in Bitcoin right before the halving happens, because they know that the halving is when a lot increases, which normally makes it fall in price before going back up or whatever the case. But yeah, I mean, I would say I'm hoping, like, for 150. I mean, at the beginning of the year, my price point was 150 to 180. That's the random guess that I did that I've been sticking with, just because of the last four cycles and last few, whatever. Anyways, got a bunch of reasons, but who knows? It is kind of funny, though, at the beginning of the year, because especially last 3 years, Bitcoin's just doing crappy. But at the beginning of the year, I was just, all the people I knew that had a bunch of crypto in. By the way, everyone's been dope to me. Because I think the reason why is because if people ask if they should invest in crypto, I'm very not anti, I just don't like the advice. I don't want, like, why you ask me to do what you want? I would invest all of it because I'm a psychopath, but I don't even want to say that to you, right? Because I don't want to be the person, because then if it goes down, then they're gonna be like, "Well, you told me," and I don't want to deal with it. I don't care. You do you. Oh shoot! Did it just go back again? My screen keeps blacking out every once in a while. There you go. Jeez. Ugh. Crap, what was I saying? 2 in the morning. I normally go to bed super early and I wake up at 4 a.m. My wake up time is in 2 hours. I used to be a nighttime guy, but everyone's a nighttime person. And then they call you at night and they're doing stuff. They're gaming. They're doing whatever. Now I'm up all night doing stuff. Which I guess if I was, but getting stuff done when everyone else is sleeping, I don't know. It's like a drug for me or something. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed. I might stream quite a bit as we keep going up. But I'm waiting until at least Ethereum hits this all-time high again. My all-time favorite project that is super low market cap that could do a gajillion-dollar gain. Should I even type it in? Are you guys gonna hold me liable? So the one of my favorite projects when it comes to, like, oh, holy crap, when it comes to investing in a project with a super low market cap with the most amount of value, my favorite project is actually Luxo. And even though it has not performed well over the past 4 or 5 years, the person who's actually building it is also the guy who standardized the ERC20 token with Ethereum with the Vitalik Buterin. So the creator of the ERC20 token, which is the most popular token on Ethereum, was created by Fabian Vogelsteller, who's running the Luxo project. And so Luxo is essentially, they're trying to tackle the creative marketplace from the physical to the digital world. So essentially like like a piece of clothing or like a Nike shoe or something. Not only be able to track that Nike shoe from where it came from to its owner and make sure that it's a real shoe, but also be able to have a digital pair that's also trackable where you can sell on a marketplace and be able to use in Snapchats and and whatever, but also be able to take that same digital item and trade it amongst video games and stuff like that. So a lot of this has been kind of thought about and stuff, but no one's been able to actually create the technology to connect everything. Like right now I can't take like a Diablo 4 sword and take it into Apex and then use the character in Apex and bring him over to Fortnite and then sell that 3 combo character on a platform online or whatever. Like all this stuff can't be commingled. And so Luxo is essentially creating that environment as to where the physical and the digital world can be connected, and people can have these identities that aren't. Right now, crypto's just so hard. You have to have like wallets, IDs, all this stuff. So they're trying to make it as easy as like a Facebook profile to log into your crypto ID, and yeah, the nice thing about it is it has a market cap of 109 million. So holy crap, does it have room to grow? If it's $1 billion, we've 10x'd. And so it's competing. So Vitalik Buterin, the creator or the owner, the head guy of Ethereum right now, Charles Hodgkins, the guy who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, that has a number 8 project at 43 billion, and Gavin Wood, the creator of Polkadot, who has a market cap of 16 billion. All of these 3 people and Fabian Vogelsteller were the main people who created Ethereum. And so this is and then of those 4 people, I would say the most talented, maybe second most talented, I don't really know, but brilliant coder Fabian Vogelsteller created this project, and it's at a freaking 100 million. So I mean, just to kind of show, so I'm not saying go all in on this project. Here's what I'm saying, okay? The creator of the ERC20 token, the guy who standardized this token right here, with a market cap of $471 billion, created his own company that is now worth 109 million. So oh wow, it just popped up. That's cool. Hold on, let me bring my calculator. So let's just do the math on this, right? So I'm gonna take the lowest. I'm gonna take Polkadot. So if ever Luxo got to be as big as the smallest of the 3 companies, then we would have a market cap 16349985254 divided by boom So Luxo would go up 150x if it just got to the 15th place. That's Polkadot. Now again, Polkadot, let's say Bitcoin, Bitcoin was at $1 trillion market cap. It's now at a $2 trillion market cap, and nothing has really grown. It could get to a $3 trillion market cap before it pumping. So if, $1 to $2 trillion can be pumped into Bitcoin, just one project, then would it make sense that like Polkadot can go from 16 billion to 30, 16 billion to 80, 16 billion to 400 billion? You know what I mean? What's the ticker on that? Oh, sorry, LYXE, my bad. So I guess that's kind of my thought process behind it is, even if it gets into the top 100, we're doing 100x. And if Bitcoin goes up, it triples in value, the number one token, then the number two token could easily triple. It could do a 10x actually, and still be under Bitcoin, or a 8x, or I don't know, I have to look, but still. So that means like, again, if in the Polkadot could go from 16 to 16 trillion or 16 billion to 100 billion or 400 billion or something like that, then Polkadot goes up 4 or 5x, and this 100x, 150x, let's say Polkadot just doubles. Well, now just to get to the third, it would be a 300x gain, So I guess the game to, like, you're late. If you're investing now, you're late. It just is what it is. You're late. You could make a shiz ton of money if you make the right moves. Right now is where you're going to make a ton of money or lose a ton of money fast. After this cycle thing crazy might happen in a few weeks, might be a month. Hopefully in a few months. I don't see that happening though. I hope I'm wrong though, because that'd be so freaking cool if this is going on for another 3-4 months. But yeah, it depends on where the bull cycle goes. But still, the amount of money that you can make by throwing in just a little bit into these smaller market caps. So, and I think Luxo is one of them. Yeah. Let me know what you think, and now rolling into 5 hours. 5 hours of streaming. I kind of feel like getting up tomorrow and just streaming the entire freaking day. Although I have a lot of work to do. I'll stream working, who cares? Everyone loves to see people work. Kidding. I can get my stupid cameras off. Alright, I am going to take off though. I super appreciate you guys. And if you want to hit that like button, I'm not going to hold it against you. I might judge you a little, but it is what it is. Just kidding. I appreciate everyone though. And if anybody does want any help, extra questions, anything like that, I actually live stream on another channel multiple times a week. That channel is actually listed. Skystroke Live is listed in this YouTube channel. I do AI stuff, but I also talk crypto and random stuff, hang out, whatever the case. But if you guys ever have questions on crypto or AI or tech stuff, I'm a tech nerd. That's all I do with my life is just learn technology. But